As promised, here we go, Common Man. We back season 2. Football around the corner. We told you guys we were coming back. We're coming back with a list of guests that I think you guys are going to really enjoy. But before we get to the guests, we got to pay the bills. Starting with the first sponsor who's rolling these sponsors across, Camera Guy 06. I think it's about time for the senior year school portraits to get started for the upcoming seniors. Make sure you look my guy up, man. The new thing they got going on, what's the personality pictures for your senior year? Make sure you get my guy Camera Guy 06.
Summer family portraits.
Summer family portraits. I think he does family reunions, local barbecue if you want it as well. Get at my guy, Camera Guy 06. Again, the city of Vicksburg. Visit the city of Vicksburg. I'd like to thank the mayor for being over there as well, being one of the sponsors, the city of Vicksburg. We appreciate that. Of course, the biggest sponsor, Don Cigarbello's Cigar Bar and Lounge, downtown Vicksburg. Can't miss it. Washington Street. We got that up, rolling that as well. And tonight we are rocking the Velvet Puffs.
Velvet Puff.
Next Thursday, 7 o'clock right here. They'll be in the house selling their line of cigars. And we will have an event in conjunction with the show. Next week's show, we'll tell you about the guests at the end of next week's show. At the end of this show, about next week. But the sponsorship, Velvet Puffs collection. They also have a mobile cigar lounge that you can get to come to your event. They'll work with you on that deal. They have something for everybody: sweet tip, full body, most popular nub with a Canadian wrapper, which is a greenish tint. I had those on vacation with my coffee. Remember my coffee?
I got you.
With my coffee. Yeah. They really work. Featured blend is the Lion's Leaf, which we'll be trying tonight, and we'll give you guys the
great review on it.
Give you the review on it, no doubt about it. If you want to try any of their sticks, be here next Thursday, 7 o'clock. They'll be in the house. Cigar and whiskey, cigar and bourbon night, along with the guests that we'll have for the Culture Show podcast. Stay connected with Velvet Puffs on all social media: Facebook, Velvet Puffs Mobile Cigar Lounge, and on Instagram, velvetpuffs.vp.
Gotta check them out. Great things what they're doing. Black-owned company. Great story behind what they're doing. So go tap in with them. Great couple doing some great things, man. They got some big things coming up here in the local area. So gotta make sure we get with them. Think it's gonna be awesome.
And the most important sponsor that I'm repping tonight by myself, Hallelujah Liquor, liquor store in Natchez, Mississippi. If you're heading in from the west side for a game, stop in Natchez. Hallelujah Liquor. Get your tailgate adult spirits, must be 21 or older to drink. Stop by. They sponsored us some Tullamore Irish whiskey. We're going to see what that's like, to see what's going to get us through the show with this guest that we have. Can they see the guest yet? Okay. Y'all going to like the guest we got. So we're going to figure out what we're going with to pair with this Velvet Puff Lion's Leaf and this guest that we have coming up. Let's see what this Irish whiskey about. Can definitely smell it. It's not a harsh.
It's a good one. I had it a couple times.
I've never had this.
It's a pretty good one.
Let's see what it's about.
Smooth.
Yep.
It's a good
You
taste.
can always tell when someone's tasting whiskey if it's bite, if it's harsh, if it's gas. They'll give you that even though they try to fight it. I didn't have that. Really smooth. So we're gonna see what that one's about. Clear the palate.
Clear the palate. You can go water, or you always can go chocolate. Tonight we're going water.
I suggest you not eat sweets when you are partaking in adult beverages, but that's just me. The next one, again, Hallelujah Liquor, thank you very much. We got Texas Pot Still Bourbon, straight bourbon whiskey, 46%. Nice little bottle. Let's see what it's about. Really can't even smell that one.
Into the bottle.
Let's see what we got.
Hot style straight. Texas whiskey. We have to run this one back. I hadn't had the Texas pot still.
We definitely got to run that one back.
Yeah, we got to run
this
one
one's good.
back. Yeah, we have to run
So,
that one back.
this is going to be the one that I pair with our guests, as we didn't think we were going to be able to get this guest. And the executive producer, cameraman 06, made it happen. And when I told True who we had, True was like, okay, now I got to go do some research. I want to hear all about this.
Oh, yeah.
This esteemed guest that we have, man, met him a long time ago. I say a long time ago, 2014. He's been nothing but solid to me. And it was a must that we tried to get him on. We've been trying for, how long, camera guy? At least 4 years, 5 years? It's been a while. We've been trying to hook something up with this guy. But we finally got him. And tonight, the guy we're talking about, tall man, Charles Edmonds.
How about it?
What's happening? What's happening?
Thank you. Can I give my own review for my own special brand of
Definitely.
Whatever this is right here?
There you go.
Let me give my review.
Shout it
Go
out.
ahead.
But I can't tell you what's in it. If I have to tell you, then I got to do something to you. So I'd rather not.
There you go. There you go.
Anybody sitting there in disbelief thinking that tall man is drinking? It's soda. It's soda with a little lemon lime. That's what we're gonna do. Again, man, before we start, thank you.
Oh, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming
Appreciate you coming on, tall
Appreciate it.
man. Definitely, man.
I want to say this for the record, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Frederick approached me, 3-4 years ago about doing a podcast. And I didn't believe it, to be honest with you. You know? I didn't believe it, because you're a coach.
Right.
Yeah.
But you stayed with it, you stayed on it, and you made it happen. So it's a pleasure and an honor to be here and be a part of this.
We're excited to have you, man.
Very excited about it, and again, happy to have you here. And I mess around on one of my other shows. I like to boast and brag that I'm the only active coach. Well, I am one of 2 active coaches in the media game right now. So, have fun with it. But this started for me a long time ago, and then you just lit the fire even more. I don't know if you remember coming over and doing the show with you on campus.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was watching you and camera guy work, and it just, it took me back to back in the day in college. I wanted to be 2 things. It was a lawyer, then they told me what that schooling consisted of.
They got to be a good liar now.
And I know just how many years. I quickly went to choice number 2, which was what you are. I wanted to be Chick Hearn. Back in the day, we had the big satellite.
Oh, yeah.
The one in the backyard that used to turn, so we used to be able to catch all the Laker games. And I was a huge Chick Hearn fan.
Yeah.
Wanted to be Chick Hearn. And teacher said you don't spell well enough for that. So I quickly went to criminal justice, social work, and that's how
Figured it out
I
real
went there.
fast.
Yeah.
But as we start, man, we get into this with you, tall man. I don't want to start in the middle. I don't want to start where we are right now. But I don't want to go too far back, but the people want to go far back. So we're going to go far back. You're a Louisiana boy?
No, I'm actually from the Show Me State. I'm from Missouri.
From Missouri.
Uh-huh.
From Missouri, okay. So what brought you, born, raised, show me, how did we get out west?
How do we get south, you mean?
Well, when I say west, I mean when I'm thinking Grambling,
Okay, yeah.
that background, but that's other parts of the story.
Yeah, well, my path to Mississippi actually originated in Louisiana. My father was a Grambling graduate.
Okay.
And so in high school, my father kind of encouraged me, but not encouraged me about Grambling. He's a Grambling grad.
Okay.
He kind of encouraged me, Grambling might be a place that you might want to go to school. Now, as it turns out, I didn't have a real good choice because my grades were not that good. For people who might not know, ladies and gentlemen, I was not a very good student. I did not represent myself well in high school, and Grambling was the only school that would take me.
Okay.
Grambling, their motto is everybody is somebody. Okay? And at the time that I graduated from high school, Grambling was the only school that really accepted me.
They stood by that motto.
Stood by that motto.
Okay.
And so with that, that's how I wound up at Grambling.
Gotcha.
The October before I graduated from high school, I got a chance to go to Grambling and pay a visit. And Grambling football was playing South Carolina State on national television. That was a Thursday night game, I believe it was. And my interest was communication and broadcasting. I did some journalism workshops in high school and all that, and I wanted to be in the broadcasting. I listened to sports radio. So that's how my interest in broadcasting started as a kid, and still is that way today. So I went to Grambling. I was up in the press box when Grambling played South Carolina State. I saw the press box. I saw the media. I said, you know what, this is what I want to do, and this is where I want to go. And Grambling took me, and the rest is history as far as doing games at Grambling. I did it early on as a student. And it just so happens, in my senior year at Grambling, I had a mentor. I graduated in May of '91. The mentor of mine told me that October of '90 that Alcorn might have an opening for an announcer working at the campus radio station. Now this is in October, like 8 months before I graduated.
In '90.
In '90.
Okay.
They said they might. I'll keep you posted on it. But, I wasn't thinking about that at the time. And as time went on, I stayed on that source. And the job came open. I applied. The day after I graduated from college, from Grambling, I came to Alcorn for my interview. And 2 weeks later, I started.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
June the 4th of 1991. And I've been here ever since.
1991. You jumped on the interstate, drove through Vicksburg, took that interview, blew it away. And this is how we are here now.
This is where we are right now, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So with that, was there a particular sport that had your love when we're talking about broadcasting? I fell in love with the broadcasting thing from the basketball side of things, like I said, because of Chick Hearn, the late, great Chick Hearn.
Yeah.
Was there a particular sport? Was it that football for you? Or it was just a general?
It was football. I was growing up, I listened to sports radio in St. Louis, and there was one of my idols growing up. He's passed away. His name was Bill Wilkerson. He's in St. Louis. He used to do the Mizzou Tiger games on Saturdays. You listen to him on Sundays, and of course, we had the St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay, yeah.
And so I used to listen to him on Saturdays, doing Mizzou, and then on Sundays I listened to him doing Cardinal games.
Okay.
And you listen to him on Saturdays, he's in Columbia, Missouri. Then you listen to him on Sundays, he's in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Cardinals are playing the Giants, and I'm like, wow, how in the world did he get from place to place? I mean, I was just amazed. So doing NFL and doing college. So I wanted to kind of do something like that in doing other sports, whether it's football, whether it's baseball. St. Louis is a big baseball town.
Right.
The Cardinals. You watch Joe Buck on ESPN.
Yes.
I interned with Joe Buck when he was a youngster, just like me, at a sports radio station in St. Louis. I met him for about 5 seconds walking up the hallway. He doesn't know me, I don't know him, but I remember his name. So sports radio, sports broadcasting is something I've always been interested in. I grew up listening to sports talk radio. This video stuff, I didn't get into this until Cedric Tillman, Camera Guy 06, kind of nudged me and said, hey man, you need to get into this video space.
Right.
Because radio and audio, I still do it. People listen to the game. But this stuff right here, I don't know anything about this. I know very little about cameras and all that. That's the guy right there.
That's why you gotta have the
super.
You gotta have the super producer.
Yeah.
And before I throw it to True, with your early being right into this, have you ever had another job, or has it straight out of college? This is what 91, and here we are in 2024.
Yeah, straight out of college.
That's awesome.
This is what I've been. This is what I've been about.
Truly living your dream.
Yes. I do high school football. I do Vicksburg High. That's what I'm doing now.
Okay.
But actually, my start was down in Fayette, Jefferson County, as well as Port Gibson High.
Okay.
Myself, Jerome Miles, who works with me at the radio station, we do Jefferson County, Port Gibson. So it's been all corn on Saturdays. It's been Jefferson County, Port Gibson on Fridays, now Vicksburg High on Fridays. So once this thing kicks off, man, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm busy with that.
You just rolling it out.
It's not college NFL like I dreamed of, but it's high school, college.
Right.
And so that kind of dual stuff is something I've wanted to do.
And been blessed to do it so long.
Blessed to do it so long.
That's awesome.
Next week, I'm going to a Mississippi Broadcasters conference. It's in French Camp, Mississippi. You've got the voice of Ole Miss that will be there, USM. Now, I've been doing this less 33 years, but that's not even, I don't even scratch the surface. Some of these other guys in this state, they've been doing it 40, 45 years.
Wow.
So in this field, typically, and I'm kind of old school because right now you got broadcasters bounce around now.
Right.
I mean, there aren't too many guys like me and others that just stay in one place for 40 years. That's not happening anymore.
Right.
So, but I'm blessed to be able to do it. I'm blessed for the university to continue to give me the opportunity. Work with a lot of presidents, work with a lot of football coaches,
right.
work with a lot of ADs,
and
I'm just blessed and fortunate to have the opportunity to do it for as long as I've been doing it.
Gotcha. And you kind of tapped into a lot of the things that I was kind of going into because I have a radio TV broadcasting degree as well, so that's my background. That's my baby.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things, man. I always thought was cool. You know, that was my big thing. Was just growing up, I listened to 16 radio.
Yeah.
Like me and my dad in the mornings, we would listen to ESPN 610, and we just would go and go. So just coming out, kind of when I graduated college, to me it was the women had hit the cycle of, they're taking pretty women in radio and broadcast, that the women just took off. So like just for you in that, amazing time, what's been the challenges? Like what's been some of your challenges? Which you've been blessed to be at one place, but African American guy who's had success for so long, like what's been some of your challenges with it?
Well, I mean, the challenges is just trying to maintain credibility.
Right.
We're in a world now with social media.
When you say credibility, not to cut you off, but credibility within the broadcasting world, because I'm thinking credibility, how does that?
Well, that's in anything. That's in any job. As a coach, as a teacher, your credibility matters. That carries the day because that's about trust.
Right.
And so if you're not trusted, people aren't going to listen to you.
No doubt.
People aren't going to watch you. You got coaches that have been kind of shady and shaky, and so therefore you got that going on. But credibility to me, and I do my best to try to protect that at all costs.
Gotcha.
Not even trying to pivot to, you have a situation in the state now where you have a reporter that has sources that he's being forced to leak that could go to jail. And so in this field, you got to protect that at all costs. So credibility to me in terms of trust, that's something that's been earned.
Gotcha.
I remember when I got to Alcorn, the late Willie Rat McGowan, call him Rat, he used to get on me because like, how in the world is a Grambling guy being hired to broadcast Alcorn's games? He rode me for 10 years about that. And God bless his soul, he's been one of my mentors.
Giving the goods away.
Yeah.
Especially that week.
Yeah, that's definitely a jewel. So, just working with student athletes, working with coaches, working with ADs, and just working with that and just giving me the opportunity to do it and being in that comfortable space.
Good.
Because it's important. I think it's, because you got so many broadcasters now, you got even more podcasters. We're in a whole new realm. Everybody wants to do a podcast.
It's been a major shift in it now.
Yeah, it's all shifted. And so I'm kind of keeping my broadcast stuff there for radio purposes and all of that, but you're doing more podcasts and people are doing it, so there's more competition.
Right.
And just trying to stay on top of the time. This is all new. Even the podcast stuff is still new to me. But thankfully, so Cedric has shown me some of the video stuff. The audio stuff, I think I had got that because I used to do that. I used to have something on Spreaker where you can listen to it online. Right. Now you've got the video stuff.
To match with it.
To match with it. I still do that. I still have the audio stuff because people you have a lot of older folks who don't get the video piece, but they like to listen.
It's better to listen anyway. Just so you can actually, it takes away the I think that's what the big shift was. It took away the imagination.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was almost like now you get to see it live versus hearing it and just like, oh, you know, what are they doing? So it just took the complete imagination away.
See, radio's different now.
Yeah.
I mean, radios, we know it, 91.7 FM. We're streaming now. We're streaming. You can listen to it online.
Right.
Any radio station now, if you want to be competitive in the radio space, you need to be streaming your signal.
Right.
And we did that. You know, we were kind of in the middle of that transition, and it was a challenge getting us to stream.
Right.
You know, working with the university infrastructure, trying to make that happen. That took probably 3 years to kind of find the right equipment, the right tools, the right service to make that work. And it still can be hit or miss at times, but for the most part, it's been a hit, and now you can put that stuff on social media, and it's been taken off pretty good.
So for the people that like don't know, you know, in the broadcast world, like how much time you spend when you talk about that credible source, how much time you have to spend with the background information. You know, if it's something, a topic you can be speaking on, how much time, let's say football's coming up, how much time you really got to go in and talk about last year's season and the transition of this year's season, like, you know, the time you spend outside of work.
Yeah.
You know, just for the people that don't really know that world.
Yeah, it's interviews. It's just knowing the personnel, getting to know, because we have a new staff. I mean, Coach Thomas, I've known him. Getting to know you, I know Coach Frederick. I mean, so it's kind of a reindoctrination when you have a new coach.
Right.
You know, for the past few years when it was Coach McNair, I knew the staff. I mean, so it wasn't quite as much heavy lifting. But now I'm getting to know you and the other new coaches, Coach Gales. So it's a little more heavy lifting because everybody does things differently.
Right.
And so you have to learn that, and you have to roll with the punches. Everybody does things differently, and the verbiage, all that other stuff, and just figuring out their interviews and trying to find time and make time, so that creates some more time, because some coaches have more time, some don't, so you have to kind of roll with the punches with that.
Gotcha. All right, and my last one, if I kind of pass it back, is, you know, you've been blessed to be in the place that you've been, but what's been the vision? Has the vision been, you know, sometimes things just are great where you're at, and you're blessed to be there, but was the vision to really take off and say, hey, this is what I want to do, and, you know, have you had those opportunities, you know, you're blessed for the job you have, but, you know, there are things out there that you may, you know, plan on accomplishing in life. You know, is that some of the things that you kind of...
Yeah, early on, but at this point in my life right now, I'm pretty comfortable with, you know.
I got you.
I'm 56.
Okay.
And I've been doing it for a minute, and I enjoy it.
Right.
I mean, you just never know what you might be blessed with. But right now, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with the university. I think the university is comfortable with me. You got a former football player who's the president, Dr. Tracy Cook. Played with, you know, the late Steve McNair. You know, we just had the anniversary of his passing. And by the way, there's going to be a documentary on the late Steve McNair that ESPN is working on. A guy by the name of Harry Lyles is putting that together. He's been doing interviews. I've talked with him. Harry Brown, who was McNair's running back mate, he spoke with him recently. So that's going to be coming down the pipeline. So some good stuff involving Alcorn football and athletics and all the people that McNair dealt with. I'm sure Coach McNair. And so that's coming down the pipeline. So just be looking forward to that.
Awesome.
Before we get, you know, continue down that down the storyline for Tall Man, you mentioned that the station is streaming now. I think y'all should, you know, possibly bring your boy in and let him have an hour. on 91.7. You know, I got my engineer. I mean, you know.
It's no problem. I mean, the one thing about our station, we're open for a lot of different things. You know, we've had coaches shows there. We've had different shows, so it's no problem at all. I mean, just let us know, and we'll definitely create time. It's there for the students. The station's there for the students. You know, students do their shows.
That was going into my next piece.
and they put their stuff online. And as a student myself, I mean, I lived at the radio station when I was in school. You know, I didn't have much of a social life. I hate to say that, but that's the reality. I lived at the radio station. Morning, noon, and night, I was there. You know, I started out actually as a DJ. As I like to listen to disco and house music. I'm giving my age here. Yeah. John Travolta and all that. That's right.
Okay.
That's my music. And house music and techno. And so I used to do a little mix show where I could mix music with 2 Technics turntables. I learned that a little bit. Now it's a little bit more upscale now. You got computers handling that stuff now.
Yeah,
but I'm sure you remember that back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And
You
so
gotta work that table now.
work the techniques.
Yeah.
So that was something I really liked to do, kind of on the side. But sports was something that I really wanted to do. The music piece, that was kind of a side hustle, a sidebar.
I got you.
As far as what I was doing there. But you know, the radio station is there for students, for the community, for anybody who wants to put their stuff out there. Like I said, we're streaming, and so audio. We were thinking about a little video thing too, as far as having a camera in the studio. I've seen that. That's something that we'll take a look at.
Morning shows do that.
Yeah, morning shows do that, and so. But we have to also keep in mind too, we are a university radio station too.
Right.
So the university has our license, so we're just not a separate entity out there. We're a part of all.
You want to make sure you're staying within the lines.
Yeah,
Stay within the line.
We're not gonna bring the whiskey.
Yeah.
We're not gonna bring the whiskey, you know. But
yeah.
you know, I have an idea. I'll run it to you. You know, a little coffee in the morning, coffee and sports. You know, but I'll run that to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it to myself because you know how ideas you get and people take off. But anyway, you keep sidetracking me with stuff, man. I want to get back to the story, but then
Okay, I apologize.
No, but I mean, so 6'9",
7 feet.
7 feet. All right.
7 feet.
7-footer. I just cannot picture a 7-footer doing the John Travolta. You know, I can't picture that. From St. Louis.
Yeah. I used to have Saturday Night Fever is one of my favorite movies.
Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever, and
old school.
I had the Saturday Night Fever album, and it had the Travolta thing on it.
Yeah.
I had that. I had that.
Oh, wow.
Did you have that white suit?
No, I didn't have a white suit.
didn't have a
I don't think they make that. in South Florida.
Didn't have a white
I don't
suit.
think they make that in
No,
South Florida.
Maybe he had somebody tailor it up. I don't know.
They don't make that in South Florida.
Couldn't afford that. Couldn't afford that. It's hard enough to find stuff to fit me as it is.
I get it. But with, you know, your track, you know, you start there. You get there in the 90s, really in the height of, and I say it because I'm not a historian, so to speak, but really in the height of, there was football before everything there.
Yeah.
But that era, for a kid from Florida who only knew FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, I can remember watching Alcorn playing Youngstown in the playoff game with the snow stacked up on the side of the stadium.
And I was sitting up on the roof doing the game when it was
All because of him.
Yeah.
So, you know, it leads me to, through this whole journey, and I think Coach kind of touched on it, has there been opportunities, because you do the SWAC tournament, you've done ESPN, you're in those stadiums with those people.
Yeah.
Has there been opportunity, or was there opportunity during the height of that to leave Alcorn to go to, say, another conference or another school through your journey up to that point?
To be honest with you, no. Just being perfectly honest, it is not. For whatever reason, I mean, it just hasn't. And you know, things happen for a reason.
No doubt. It could be a purpose.
If it was meant for me to be wherever I need to be, I would have been there.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt about that. It's just the opportunities have not. But you know, I think it's kind of a trickle for me. You know, I was doing Alcorn for a while, high school, and I'm doing the SWAC Digital Network stuff. I thank the commissioner, Dr. McClellan, for that. And of course, the conference has the rights to the conference games. So any ESPN games, the conference will be a part of that. So I definitely I've spoke with people in the SWAC office about that. Putting my name out there as far as games, but I think the SWAC realizes that this is where I am at Alcorn. And I have not missed an Alcorn football game in 33 years.
Wow.
I have not. I've done every single Alcorn game.
That is big time.
And for the first 27 years, I had missed a SWAC basketball game.
You have watched a lot of sports.
Yeah, I mean,
A lot of names.
A lot of names, a lot of championships, a lot of great times, a lot of fun times, a lot of bad times.
Yeah.
You know, I've been there for the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've been there for the playoff appearances. I've been there for the SWAC championships. I was also there for the 0-11 when folks were picketing outside of Jack Spinks Marino Castman Stadium. I was there for the 20-year drought in between championships. I mean, so it's been, you got to roll with it.
Yeah, you got to roll with it.
You got to roll with it. And the one thing about it is that, I try to be as positive as I can. We're in the era today in which announcers are brutalizing their teams and are getting fired for it.
Ain't no doubt.
And but I'm a realistic sports fan.
Okay.
Now I'm a Cardinal fan. I'm a Rams fan. The Rams they're in St. Louis and now they're in LA.
Okay.
And I'm a brutally honest sports fan. If we suck, we suck. That's just Now you can't say it about the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys, they've been good, but they haven't gotten to that level. But you can't talk.
Looking at you.
Yeah, you talk bad about the Saints. Cedric Tillman loves his Saints, but like you said, Derek Carr, when he's hot, he's hot. When he's not, he's not. I read the social media post, sell that car back to the car lot. I mean, so, but it's been a roller coaster. When Jay Hobson came in, he was hired on Memorial Day, and I'll never forget that whole thing.
Well, that was my next for you.
Yeah.
Because I can remember from the outside looking in when Coach Hop was hired, there was one side that was yes, and then there was another side that was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because at the time you were doing your show, was that as brutal as it looked, or how was that transition? Because he was the first, and I guess really up to date, the only, in this case, minority to coach in the HBCU sector. Football.
Yeah, it was interesting. I will say that. We had an athletic director actually resign because of that. Wow. And so it was tough because we were transitioning. We had an AD that started maybe 6 months before Coach Hobson was hired. And then when it was found out that he was going to be hired, that AD left. And so we were going through that behind the scenes. So then when Coach Hobson was hired, it was all kinds of stuff out there. But then when you started winning, winning solves all that stuff.
Winning cures all.
Winning cures all. And, going through the division titles and the SWAC championship game appearances and the Celebration Bowl appearances, that quickly went away. Smooth. And if you look at that, if I'm not mistaken, that first year, we were right there. I think, did we lose the Valley?
No, lost the Valley, but Alabama State, I think.
Yeah, Alabama State,
12-10, something like that. A&M. And 12-10, something like that.
Yeah.
And was really, not the first year, second year was a game away, and then that third year was the breakthrough.
Yeah. So it was, it was a lot of conversation. And because we were winning at a high level, I think a lot of that conversation went away. And I think, winning cures all, losing, it just aggravates the situation. But that didn't happen under Jay Hobson. We won at a high level, went to Atlanta. We couldn't get it done in Atlanta, but we won those division titles and we won those SWAC championships, and that was fun. That was a fun time. And so look, we're still up there. I mean, still you still got to count for the Braves.
Oh, ain't no
you
doubt.
Still got to count for the Braves, and you got a wide open Western Division. You got a new coach, Texas Southern, Coach Thomas, Southern University, Mickey Joseph was here. I mean, Mickey Joseph was the interim head coach in Nebraska. He was at LSU. Now he's at Grambling. So it's going to be a fun time.
Oh yeah.
But during that time, it was tough because we were kind of in a drought. We weren't winning, and of course, when you're not winning, fans are very impatient, and they still are.
And didn't hire a minority.
Right.
I can only imagine that.
And as we continue, and one thing about Coach Hobson, none of that stuff mattered. Full speed ahead, blinders on. His mantra was, let's put our chips in the middle of the table and let's see what happens.
doubt.
And the happenings were pretty good.
It worked out for him.
Worked out. Worked out really well. Left there, and when I found out that he was leaving, going to USM, it was during basketball season, I believe. We're playing Southern University in Baton Rouge, and right outside of Baton Rouge, I get a call. It says Coach Hops going to USM, and there was a plane that picked him up in Vicksburg.
Yeah,
right here at the airport.
At the time, and I had been here. At the time, I didn't even know it was an airport in Vicksburg.
Yeah,
Is the airport in Vicksburg?
Yeah. I wonder how long that flight was. About 15 minutes?
That had to be up and down.
About 15 minutes flight.
That's waste of gas.
But hey,
that's
a whole nother level. But what Coach Hobson did for us was wonderful. And what Coach McNair did for us was wonderful, because he transitioned in, and he was hired at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame, and he was emotional about it, and so we just had a pretty good run here. And last couple of years has been tough, but you got a lot of new coaches, a lot of moving pieces on the eastern side. You got new coach at Florida A&M, Willie Simmons is at Duke, so you don't know what's going to happen. It's a lot of uncertainty. Wide open.
I like it.
I'm looking forward to seeing what our team's going to do. I'm looking forward to what Tyler Macon's going to do. He had that 75-yard run last year against USM. Coach Thomas said he's going to tee it up against UAB. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to it all. Looking forward to getting back up there, because on social media, and I'm on it, and there's a lot of people saying what's going on with Alcorn. Hey, it's just we're in that little bit of a rut, but hey, we're not that far off.
Oh, no,
we're not that far off. It's a lot of uncertainty, and your two veteran coaches are what? Coach McDowell at Prairie View and Carnell Maynard at Alabama A&M, and
they're more recent than not big time tenured guys. So
Prairie View's won 2 of the last 3 Western Division titles, and so. For Coach Maynard, he's got to get back on the horse. Gave up a Hail Mary against Alabama State last year, so who knows? I mean, I don't know how that East is going to look. You got a new coach there with FAMU, and then you got T.C. Taylor in the second year. So I'm looking forward to seeing how our team's going to do. I mean, I think the schedule is going to be a challenge for sure.
Oh, yeah.
UAB Vanderbilt, we come home. I think in October, that Southern Grambling back-to-back, bye-week, Alabama State Mobile, that's a 4-week stretch. It's going to be interesting.
Oh, no doubt.
I think if we get off to a good start, stabilize things, I think we could be a team everybody's going to look at.
Oh, well, I'm all for it.
And you say that downtime, I remind people a lot of times that even in those, and I'll say it, and they hate to say it, the school up the street, but even in those Dion years, we were a game away.
Yeah.
We beat them that first year. We played them again the next week. Well, championship game.
Yeah.
The year after that, if we don't go down there and fall on our face in cold, wet Daytona, we're in the championship game again.
Yeah.
And then we know what's happened the last, 2 better record than the team that went to the championship. Yeah. But lost the head-to-head. So the program's in good hands, good standings. But from the time you got there in '91 to, were you at work today?
I was not.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
No, I was not. I was not. I was not.
Okay, so from '91, the first time you stepped foot on that campus to the last time you were at work, what has the growth been?
Oh my goodness! If you just look at the infrastructure, facilities, I mean, I just think it's been excellent growth. Modernization of the dorms, the Medgar Evers Village wasn't there. I never, as far as Alcorn, the times when I was in school, we played them in basketball, and the furthest I went on campus at Alcorn was the Whitney Arena. I never went any further than that, because we played Grambling and Shreveport. We didn't play them home and home. Yeah. So I didn't get a chance to come on campus until, we did basketball. And so, I didn't know what Alcorn was all about until I came on campus for that interview.
A lot back there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot back there.
It was a lot back there then. So, I think Dr. Cook's going to do a good job. I think he knows what this thing's all about. I think from an athletics perspective, he knows what it looks like. Yeah. He's a part of that 91 to 94 run with McNair. He, being a former player, he knows what it looks like, what it feels like, what it tastes like. He knows that, and I think, you know, he will do a good job, and I think he has. I think, you know, you see the pictures with all the different high schools and stuff. So, you know, I think Alcorn back then was hopping, you know, but athletics helps grow enrollment.
No doubt. Everywhere in the country.
Everywhere in the country. Yeah, you know, and I think I was reading somewhere Howard's enrollment, you know, the freshmen, Florida A&M, I think, with them winning the championship. So athletics drives things.
Yeah, I mean, they're starting to get to the point of where, especially in the HBCU world, the athletics and the success of social media and the things that are going out is now changing to where, like, the upcoming or incoming classes are bigger than what they can house now. So you see some of the HBCUs that have to rent or buy hotels or you know, force buildings to become dorms just to house, which is good because, you know, it was one time a place that they couldn't get butts in those seats.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean that's huge. Just seeing the orientation today. I mean, cars everywhere.
Yeah.
People everywhere. You know, I'm not saying I just got here, so I don't know what it's been, but to see just people everywhere, line backed up, I mean, just that change just shows you just, you know, what's going on nowadays.
Well, you know, when enrollment was really at its peak, and I know they rented a hotel in Natchez for the overflow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a long ride every day. Bro.
Yeah. I think they provided transportation back and forth. So I mean, so that's when it was the best of the best. That's when it was.
Okay.
And we hope, and we know we'll get back there again, but there's no doubt, you know, the success of athletics. You know, people are excited about Coach Thomas. I mean, you know, even before he was named head coach, a number of people said he sounded like a head coach, interviewing him as DC.
Right.
And so now that he has the job, I mean, he's the same old guy. I haven't spoken with him in a while, but I will here next week at Media Day. Looking forward to that.
Oh yeah.
I think he's got the program in the right place. The fans love him. And you know, I think he's gonna have this team ready to go. And I know y'all getting it ready to go.
Oh yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, the discipline aspect. He's not putting up with any of that foolishness. He's not putting up with any of that stuff. Y'all not putting up with it. Nobody's putting up with it.
Right.
That hurts the team. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it all comes together. You know, I'm selling Alcorn as best as I can. You know, the last couple of years on social media it's been tough.
Yeah.
You know, it has been tough coming off of COVID and all of that. It's been tough. The loss to Bethune-Cookman, the loss to Texas Southern, and even Coach Thomas says after the game he will never forget. Now I don't know if he's gonna do this. He said he's gonna have T-shirts made. Whatever that date the TSU game was, he's gonna have shirts made with that date on it. It's something that you know.
It had to be a shift in the program, just as an outsider shifting the program.
Yeah.
That whole week was rough with the last minute game change.
Yeah.
Not knowing what was going on, that whole week was tough. No excuse, but that whole week was tough. But within 91.7, how much growth and how much more growth do you see for the program? I mean, once you bring me and Cameron got on with our deal, we know we're gonna blow it up. But how much more do you see or want to drive 91.7?
I mean, I want to drive it as far as it could go. I mean, I think, you know, it's been, there's no doubt that it was kind of a slow go at first, because I'm kind of a methodical person. You know, I don't believe in going too fast, too soon. You know, I believe in a step-by-step approach in doing things. It's just, I think if you go too fast, then you miss out on a lot. You know, the whole online streaming thing, that took, like I said, it took 3 years because you got to get the right equipment.
Bandwidth, all that stuff.
Yeah, you have to get the right server, the right equipment. It has to be compatible with the university network and all that. And we had a guy in our computer information technology, so he's not there anymore.
Right.
But he's the one that stayed on it to make sure that we got what we needed.
Oh yeah.
And so he taught me some stuff. Now I know what to do as far as listening online, and we're on TuneIn Radio. Just about every station now on TuneIn Radio.
Yeah, got it.
But the next piece in this is the video piece. And so that's something that again, that's going to be a step-by-step process in terms of people watching what's going on in the studio and doing show. I mean, you see it all the time. We can do it, but I want to take a very, a step ladder approach with it.
Right.
And so you can, once you absorb it, you got it.
Yeah.
But if you go too slow, you're behind. But if you go too fast, sometimes you mess things up. And I've just been kind of a slow go guy. But once we get it, we got it. And so the next phase of it for us is continuing to serve students. I think students like the new technology that we have there.
Right.
We got some of the old stuff. We got a cassette player in there.
How about it?
Yeah. Now, I've been at other radio stations that have cassette players.
No 8-track in there, is it?
No, it's no 8-track. What we have is carts. Carts look like 8-track.
Right.
But it's not 8. It's a 1-track, but it's a cart.
Mm-hmm.
We had a cart machine in there.
Really?
Stations don't use carts anymore.
No.
It's all done on computers.
Right.
But we had it.
Okay.
Well, until in the last 3 or 4 years, we got rid of it. We probably should have kept it just for nostalgia.
Okay. Definitely.
But everything now is computer. Everything now you have to learn how to do that stuff via computer. I used to have an old editor that I used to produce the pregame shows on, and you can edit right there. Cedric knows about that, but they don't make those anymore. So everything is becoming more compact, more digital, and I'm trying to learn that stuff. I mean, because every year something different comes out.
Yeah, right. It's the change of it. Let me ask you this, and this is
Hold on
also.
one second.
Go ahead.
Kevin, man, if there's anybody that's in there that wants to ask Tall Man a question,
Definitely
have
buzz
them put
him
it
in.
in. We can grab that as we go.
Yeah. So just kind of tying back into the whole everything that's kind of been going on. Like, how often do you go back and listen to yourself speak? Because this
I hate listening to myself.
This is a practice.
But I hate listening to my voice.
It's a complete practice that you have to do. So like, I felt myself sometime like kind of doing it. I'm like, I don't know about that, but this is something that you've been doing and been blessed for 30 plus years. Like, how often do you go back and see the change from 90 to now, just in the vision of from a voice standpoint and the maturity of it, like some of the things you're doing? Do you go back and listen,
I listen to some of the highlights as far as whole games. I mean, because I do record the games.
Okay.
Because we try to have highlights. Cedric does a good job with the video stuff. And when we were just doing radio only, I would have radio highlights.
Gotcha.
So I'm listening to myself. It's been a change. I used to have a squeaky voice.
Okay.
I used to have a pipsqueak voice, high tone voice. And I started broadcasting on a tape recorder. My cousins were athletes. They both played football.
Okay.
One of them played at Notre Dame. The other one played at Arkansas.
Okay.
And when they were young, I'm like 5 years older than they were. And so I used to take an old tape recorder, sit in the rain, and broadcast their football game.
Oh, so it was in you.
Yeah.
It was in you from the jump.
Well, it was I was trying to be. I think it wasn't there, but that's just what I wanted to do.
Right.
Because I've heard people say, if you want to start in this business, take your tape recorder and just talk.
Right.
And I will tell people that to this day, that still is the case.
Right.
If you're interested in doing broadcasting, you got these cell phones that got a recorder on.
Oh, yeah.
Just sit in the stands and call a game.
Right.
And that's how I started, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. It was just about being given an opportunity, and it wouldn't have happened without Grambling. Grambling took me in when I didn't deserve to go to anybody's college.
Wow.
with a sorry GPA
I feel you.
and a 12 on the ACT.
I feel you.
A 12. I couldn't get it.
And you got into school?
Yeah. Well,
Oh man, they looked out.
well, the reason why they say Grambling's everybody is somebody they accepted you. They had an open admissions policy.
Wow.
So
They stepped off of different whatever base you wanted to be based on.
but you're in the remedial program.
So you got to work that first year.
That's how they got
Ah,
You got to work that first
So
year.
catch to it all.
So when they start out, 1 + 1 is 2. That's how they start you out.
Okay,
1 + 1
okay.
is 2. A, B, C, D, E. Once you get through that,
Now we on the real college.
now you're in the general population.
I got you.
and seriously, that's how I got in. And so, I mean, I talk to people all the time, with that GPA that I had in high school, which was I think maybe a little over 2, but the test score. Could you get in anybody's school with a 12 ACT now? No, they ain't gonna look at you.
That talks about your process though, and your drive, man, to where where you started and where you're going.
Yeah.
He just didn't like the high school he was at.
Yeah. I mean, I was a nerd growing up. I was very shy.
Okay.
I was the tallest thing out there, so I stood out like a sore thumb.
How often, Tom, man? Like, how often do you get it? oh my God, who'd you play for? Where'd you play? Is that daily?
He said every
Is
day.
that completely daily?
Multiple times a day.
Really?
Oh yeah. Multiple times a day.
I just can only imagine that, which I was like, I would have loved to have been 7 foot, first of all, but like, just from a daily basis to see, just if you were to walk in front of 1,000 people, how many people would just?
Oh, all the time. Everywhere I go. I mean, I was 6'8" in high school, and so the growth spurt.
Can't believe the coaches didn't come knock on the door.
Well, they did.
Please come out here.
They did. I'm just kind of sharing this because I was really kind of ashamed to share it, but yeah. And yes, the reality is I wasted an opportunity. That's just the reality. I did. My high school was one of the best in the state. University City High School in St. Louis, one of the best. Ed Crenshaw was the coach, a Hall of Fame.
I know that name.
One of the best coaches.
Yeah.
And so yes, there was an opportunity that I was not interested. My father wanted me to play. He took me to the playground and tried to get me in it. Wasn't interested. And that's probably one of my few regrets that I didn't at least give it a shot.
But you love sports.
I love sports. And believe it or not, the sports that I've done, racquetball is one. I used to play racquetball.
Wow.
Right there on campus. Yep. And I played in racquetball tournaments. My introduction to racquetball was in tennis. I had a very short stint playing tennis. I fainted on the tennis court when I was a kid, and that was the end of my but I liked the racket concept, so I played racquetball. I played handball in high school. We had a handball court, so that's how I got into the racquetball through handball. So I did that in high school. I bowled in high school.
Okay.
Due to medical reasons, I couldn't play football. So basketball obviously was the one thing, the obvious, but that just wasn't. And I think for me, it was like so many people wanted me to do it.
Right.
Just the pressure.
Turns you off.
Just like, man, you should be doing it. Like,
I don't want to do it just because y'all telling me to do it.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So that was the reason
That's
why
actually
I did.
amazing. You hit on something big there. You get that so many times nowadays with like some of the parents that are forcing these young athletes to like go and do just because, oh, he's big, oh, she's tall, oh, she's fast, oh, he's fast. So you get that all the time, but it's when it doesn't happen, it's like, oh man, did I fail him? Did I push him too hard? So, that's important. That's big.
Well, people said, man, you just wasted that height. And
Found something else to do with it.
I hear that often. I really do. I'm like, you kind of want to go back at it, but you have to kind of hold your tongue on it. Like, but that's not what I wanted to do though.
Right.
And so you tell them what you're doing, and I'm still into the sports realm, but just in another way.
Yeah,
just what you want to do.
Racquetball, and I bowl. Bowling is something that I'm pretty decent
Pretty
at.
Pretty good.
I'm okay.
I can get it down there a little bit.
I used to bowl. I used
Mr.
to bowl pretty good.
Tall man. First of all, unless you got your own tailor-made bowling shoes.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I was just saying, you're going to know Allen.
I do.
And they got some shoes back there for you.
No.
Okay.
No. Speaking of shoes, and height, my shoes kind of went with my age. I was wearing a 13 and 13. I was wearing a 14 and 14, 15 and 15, a 16 and 16. And at that time, you couldn't find shoes. 16, 15, 17, you couldn't find it. And if you did, it would cost you an arm and a leg. Of course, now with Amazon, you can find anything.
Oh, I was going to say,
but back then, you couldn't.
Somebody spilling ice on myself
No,
over here.
it's not as hard now. It is not as hard now.
No, you see it all the time now. You see some.
Oh yeah,
I see some 19 cleats yesterday. I was like, 19.
My first pair of bowling shoes, I still have them. I had to get a long sheet of paper, put my foot on it, draw it, and send it to them, and they had to make it.
No way.
Yeah.
Off that impression.
What?
Yeah.
Tall man, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, and we'll start to wrap up for you. I know you got to get out of here, but there's this story going around that back in the day, and you've been there for a long time, so I'm sure you can either say yay or nay. Coming into Alcorn at one point in time, the stretch was just 2 lanes.
True.
And then all of a sudden, construction, and it became 4 lanes.
Yep.
That particular first home game, when it opened up, there's a story that the pastor doing the pregame prayer thanked the Lord for the 4-lane highway.
I hadn't heard that one. I can't confirm nor deny that. I don't know. I hadn't heard that one.
Okay.
I had.
Okay. But that takes me to what I was going to. So I can't remember what game it was. And do you even hear that when you're up in your booth?
Do I hear
the pregame?
Oh yeah, I do. I do.
Okay.
I do.
So I can't remember what game it was. Help me out, 06. The pastor goes, please give the refs the proper eyesight to call the game the correct way.
I think I remember that.
What is the wildest thing you've heard up there that you can say on camera?
Ooh. Wildest thing that I've heard.
Or seen? From 91 to 2024.
I don't want to say. I rather not. Well, no, I can say it. I don't know who we were playing. We had a situation in the stands where we had a snake come out of the stands.
Oh man.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, people were scrambling for cover, and I could just remember a guy, because it was right below us, and there was a guy from facilities with a shovel or something, and all I saw was this right here, hammering that thing. That was one of the wildest things I've seen.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah,
That's pretty wild to see.
Yeah, that was one of the wildest things.
That's like the Fox at Norfolk State graduation.
Is it Fox?
Fox. Just this past year, like the graduation's going on. They're having commencement. And the Fox is in the stands just running around.
I remember Arnold Walker scored a touchdown and the sprinkler system went off.
Oh man, that's wild. That is nuts. That is nuts.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I think it was the 2014 season.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah. Arnold Walker scored a touchdown.
At home?
At home. The sprinkler system went off.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
it might have been 2014. No, it had to be like 2017-ish.
Yeah.
The dog just came out of nowhere and just ran down.
Yeah.
It's just a white dog just ran down the middle of the field. Nobody knows where it came from.
What?
Just
Yeah.
ran down the middle of the field.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's just so many stories, you know, just with football and with all with the sports in general. I mean, when Dave Whitney was coach, our first baseball championship, we got stranded at a truck stop for 9 hours.
What?
We played. You remember we played James Madison?
that was the year before I got here. I heard about
we
it.
played James Madison.
Yeah.
And we thought we were flying to James Madison. As it turns out, the guarantee wasn't, you know, worthy of us flying.
That's a good 17.
We left 6 o'clock in the morning. We got there at 11 o'clock that night.
Were you on that? Wow. Did y'all do high school Friday before that?
I was doing high school, but I wasn't doing that game. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, you out of there.
Yeah, I mean,
You
that
was
was
6 in the morning, you out of there.
yeah. 6 o'clock in the morning, we stopped in Chattanooga. That was like the halfway point. We stopped at McDonald's. They had 200 hamburgers waiting for us.
Wow.
We get to I can't remember where we stayed. We got there like at 11 o'clock that night. The game was at 11 o'clock in the morning.
The next morning?
The next morning,
Wow.
we had a weather delay, lightning. The game didn't start till 5 o'clock. We played the game, got on the bus. We get in between Clinton and Vicksburg, and we're on the third bus. So we're taking 3 buses. Our bus breaks down.
You get the Clinton breakdown?
So, between Clinton and Vicksburg, yeah, bus breaks down. So everybody on that third bus had to pile on to the first 2 buses. So we packed in like sardines for that trip.
The rest of that hour.
you know.
Was it hour, some change?
Yeah, hour and change trip. I mean, that was one of the tougher trips.
Man, I can imagine.
For a 7-footer.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Any bus trip from campus to Jackson is a tough trip.
I have to say though, I mean, me and Cedric, we're driving now, but we were on that third bus, and that third bus had its advantages because all you gotta do is get on and ride.
That's true.
All you gotta do is get on and ride.
Yeah.
But you know, we're kind of on our own now, but we're still with the group. But you know, it's been a lot of great stories. There's some good Steve McNair stories. You know, going back.
I still remember that game, and I don't even know. I guess ESPN was there because of the record, the possibility of the record, and he goes in and he scores a touchdown, and he does the Heisman. And I can remember watching that game, and everybody just came off that hill, and it was just madness. Like I still remember that.
The one, you know, I shared this with Harry Lyles. The game against Sam Houston, that was the ABC game. He gets hurt in that game, and they were trying to decide, you know, where to take him as far as medical attention. They were going to take him to a hospital in Huntsville. They said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to get him back to Mississippi. And so we follow behind the escort, getting him back to Mississippi. And you talk about going pretty fast. Going pretty fast. Hurry up, get him there. And we got between Shreveport and Monroe. And it just so happens there was a guy right in the middle of the highway, he didn't have his lights on. So trooper pulls him over, and we keep going, and he waits for the Louisiana troopers to come. And I'm telling you, that was during the time which I learned a lot about media when Steve was here, because every day you had ESPN, somebody, ABC, Washington Post, New York Times. I mean, I wasn't much a part of that, but just watching it on the fringes, just watching that hype, that Heisman hype. I mean, that was tremendous.
Which is amazing, because you look at that exact situation now, and there's no knock to your success or career, but you transition years later, about 10 plus years later, in that same situation, the way it happens now is because you got all the coverage and that much like media exposure that's coming to the campus and things like that, you end up at New York Times, Washington Post,
yeah.
You know, because they're like, hey, this guy's covering it, and just from you being in the presence of it, the jobs are created. It's like so many jobs that are created with jobs now.
Yeah. Well, I was a young 23-year-old, fresh out of college. You know, I really didn't know anybody at Alcorn when I got there.
Right.
I didn't know of really anyone that was there, and so I had to kind of learn from scratch. I had to kind of do it from scratch, because it's always good to know people, but I really didn't know
the network.
I knew the SID that was there, Gus Howard. I knew him, and he lives in Atlanta now. And
shout out Mr. Gus.
Yeah, shout out to Gus Howard. He was the only one I knew. And then over a period of time, I got to know Shirley Walker, Lonnie Walker. Just over a period of time, but he was the only one I knew.
Wow.
Because at one point I think he was at Grambling, so I kind of knew him through that. So I had to kind of build it a little bit, because I didn't know anybody. It's good to know people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, like my mother used to say, high places and low. I didn't know anybody at Alcorn. No, I didn't know anything about Mississippi.
You made it work.
Yeah, I stayed in Natchez for 2 years, and I moved close to campus, and in Port Gibson, and now here in Vicksburg. So I mean, it's just over a period of time, I just had to just
move around,
open my mouth and start
people.
talking to people, because I was real shy even in college. Even though I was doing games, you know, I was on the mic, but other than that,
that
I
don't
just
work.
was.
That shyness in what you do don't work.
Well, I grew up is what happened. I had to. I mean, you know, you can't get
You
it.
chose that path, so
Yeah. Over a period of time, it just took a little while for me to wake up and get going, because as a kid, I was a real shy kid. I didn't speak nearly as much as I do now.
That's wild to say you were shy.
I was.
What you've been doing?
I was.
Yeah.
I was a real shy, 7 foot, goofy, crazy kid.
Handball playing.
Crazy. Racquetball, you know. So I mean, those are just some of the things I enjoy to do. And it's just me. I mean, you know, you are who you are, and
That's
No
what
doubt.
You know, at 56, I just like to enjoy it. Just like to enjoy life. Follow the Braves. Let's see what happens with this thing.
Cameraman, we got any
You want
questions?
some Texas bourbon? You talking about enjoying?
Huh?
Talking
No,
about
I'll pass. I'll enjoy my secret blend right here. I'll enjoy my secret blend.
One
right
better
here.
time.
Are you trying to enjoy?
We get all the secrets out.
Yeah.
What we got over there, cameraman?
We got one guy who said that his senior year was in '91. He played against Alcorn in '91, and they tied Alcorn 28-28. Do you remember the team?
28-28. That 28-28 game.
Yeah.
I do remember that game. I do.
Who was it against?
If I'm not mistaken, Harry Brown, I think, scored a touchdown late. If I'm not mistaken, I do remember that game. I do remember that.
Who was they
I mean,
playing?
that '91 season was Steve McNair's second. You know, Steve McNair didn't start that first game against Grambling in Freeport. He didn't start.
The question was, who was they playing against? What team?
28-28. I cannot remember.
Okay. Maybe he'll let us know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think we had another question. They were asking how many linemen do we have?
Right now we got 19 going in the camp. Probably not going to take another. I mean, if a good one fall out the sky, I'm always going to take them. But right now we got a really good 19 that's coming back, and we got some guys and some veteran guys that I'm pretty juiced up about. Really overly excited about. I'm super ready.
How's Tyler Macon looking?
Tyler Macon's turning the corner, man. Even more, you know. Biggest thing, he's healthy. That's what's big. You know, his health was a thing that I think, you know, of course, that caused it, but he's rolling. You know, we out there, the guys are out there getting the work in. He looks good. He's healthy. He's confident. Confidence is key.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. It'll be good to see.
The thing that people don't realize about Tyler is that Tyler was super young.
Yeah.
You know, Tyler wasn't even 21. You know, so
Baby.
he was a true freshman, so to speak. He wasn't an older kid, which it seemed like he was. You know,
Yeah.
Tyler was a young kid.
Yeah, he carries himself like a veteran when I saw him last year.
He does.
And so I thought he was a real good teammate. You know, with Aaron Allen stepping up, and that was a heck of a story last year.
Oh, yeah.
I see him
He
on
was
social
solid.
media.
He
Yeah.
was solid. He didn't, you know, that's one thing that I would say about Mako. There was no balk. There was no, you know, none of that. As supportive as he could be, you know, when he got his opportunity in Southern, you know, hey, we're going to try to integrate you in, a couple plays here, a couple plays there. He was happy
Wildcat.
with
He was real good in the Wildcat last year.
that. He was happy with that. Because he was a better athlete.
We
I
expected
tell
a
him
lot
all the
from him,
time.
man. I mean,
He scored on that one, but, you know,
Yeah.
I give him flack about that. But
Well, the one question, and I guess to talk with Coach Thompson, you guys, we know the quarterback situation. What about the running back? We got Sewell. What about how's our running game? How stocked are we there?
By committee, we got some guys that's gonna kind of be able to get it done, man.
No.
He answered the question now.
I'm learning. 'Cause, look, I've been,
But I'm good.
I've been off
I
for
was just
6
pointing it
weeks.
out. I was just pointing it out.
I've been off for 6 weeks. So,
Right,
you know,
yeah,
that after baseball season and softball, that's kind of my time.
Right, you
May,
do a little
June,
downtime
all of
before you
June,
load it back up.
I'm in the office. I'm not. I hope President don't get on me for taking that time off. But now I'm back with it. So, you know,
running back room, he needs
Yeah,
everything.
by committee,
Okay.
it's gonna be a really impressive group, you know. And Coach will kind of talk more about it, you know, upcoming here. But I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and it's gonna be a problem for a lot of people in a lot of different ways. It won't be a one-man show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. I mean, it should be good, like electrifying to see.
Yeah. I'm just, being a part of this thing for a minute or two.
Yeah.
I mean, just seeing the different coaches and the way things are done. It's just the way it is now. I mean, but you have to keep going with it. And I think this conference is wide open. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
When it was Coach Sanders and Prime and Do You Believe and all that, all that's beyond us now. You
Yeah.
got Florida A&M. Congratulations, Coach Simmons, who was at Alcorn. He's moved on to bigger and better things. But in the East is kind of wide open. Is it FAMU? I heard their quarterback situation now is better than what they had. That's what I was told.
Everybody says that.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. Yeah, true.
No, I'm just saying. Everybody says that.
Yeah, everybody says that, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how this team is going. How we're going to do. I think if we can push UAB around, win that game, go to Vanderbilt. You're gonna have a newly renovated stadium there, and play well there. Come home, get that game, and you go to McNeese Valley. If we come out of September, with a full head of steam, Pine Bluff for homecoming.
Oh yeah.
And then win that game, and then we go to Southern and Grambling. If we can win those 2 games, I think we'll be in the driver's seat in terms of winning the Western Division. I think we'll be in the driver's seat.
So I'm like not one of those superstitious guys, but like all of my actual teams are winning. So I'm kind of claiming a lot of victories. My Cubs are winning. My Raiders got a new APs coming in, and we doing some great things with the Raiders. Florida State coming off a big 11-1 season. So I mean, the sky's the limit. So I think in the midst of it, you got to put the Braves in that package.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
got to put us in that package.
And the one thing about it is that every year, people talk about us. People talk about it. I mean, we're in the mix.
Oh yeah, why you like my Cubs, man?
Right here.
We're gonna be in the mix every year, and I think last year, up until that TSU thing, we were right there. And so I think if we get off to a good start, solid in the first month of the season, I think October could be a real good month for us.
Oh, it's gonna be big. Yeah, gonna be excited about it.
But as we wrap up, man, was there any other questions?
Well, the answer to that question was Valley.
Valley.
28-28, yeah. 28-28, yeah.
How about that?
So, again, man, we want to say thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming
on, man.
Awesome.
And I've been given the task, man, and it was a no-brainer to do it. And I just want to be able to be the first person to present you with your Hall of Fame medal.
Oh yeah.
That you were unable to receive. So, with that being said, on the Common Man Assistant Coaches Show, on behalf of myself, the university, cameraman 06, Coach Watt, we want to present you with your Alcorn State University.
Job well done, man. Job well done.
Hall of Fame medal.
Thank you.
Job well done.
I got to do it. We got to do it the right way.
Oh,
you got to lean in.
Olympic style.
You got to lean in. You got to lean in.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Over the glasses. There you go.
Thank you.
Super congrats.
I want to thank the committee. I could not make it to that event, and Emmanuel Barnes was in that class, and he called me and begged me to try to be a part of it. I couldn't get out of what I could get out of, but I want to thank the committee, Charles Davis, who's on that committee. I was told I'm the first non-Alcornite to get this.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
So
job well done.
Appreciate it.
Job well done.
I really
man.
appreciate it.
And we want to say thank you to the folks for making that happen for us to be able to present that to you.
Thank you, committee. Thank you, Coach Frederick. It is a pleasure. It is an honor. I didn't know this place was here.
Oh yeah.
That's where we at every Thursday.
Every Thursday at 7 o'clock. This is what we're doing.
I'm gonna have to come and check this place out.
And the next time we'll have you
on Texas Bourbon.
Texas Bourbon.
How about Texas Roadhouse for a steak? How about that?
I don't know where we're gonna get that at, but again, man, we just want to say thank you.
I definitely appreciate
your time.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Job well done.
Thank you.
Yes. So, with that, man, our next guy is on the way up. We got a heavy debate we about to settle. I'm excited about it. While we get him mic'd up, man, True, we had an opportunity to do something here a couple weeks back, man, being able to go work with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. You want to speak to that, your experience with that deal there?
Definitely, man. It was awesome. For them to open up the doors the way they did, Todd Bowles and his staff, I'm talking, rolled out the red carpet for us. we had everything but physical keys to the building.
I wish I had
and it was
come
all,
later.
from a development standpoint, because at one point in time in the history, minorities weren't getting those opportunities to go and clinic and sit down, and more than anything, sometimes you go in and have these conversations and you're in a wow factor and you're really trying to receive information, but it's a flip side to where HBCU football is getting a lot of the same situation where they want to know what we're doing for some of the things because of the success we're having. So it's been good, but I mean it was out of this world, man. It was awesome. I mean, out of this world. I mean, Tampa Bay, we appreciate it. It was awesome. So I appreciate Coach Thomas and everyone that had anything to do with that. What's going on there, Doctor?
All right.
What's up, Levi? What's up, brother?
My man.
Roy?
Yeah. So, we got a special guest in here, man, and we're going to let him talk about what it is he do, what he's done, how long he's been doing it, how good he's been doing it.
Oh, man.
And then at the end of this interview, we got some stuff we're going to settle. I won't say his name.
Always something to settle in.
I won't say his name, but I'm going to say his initials, Mr. DQ. Brought some goodies, man. We're going to settle that debate, man. But Mr. Levi.
Yes, sir. Good to be here, man.
Appreciate you. We finally got you here.
Appreciate you, man.
Just like we finally got Tall Man here.
Oh, man, I'm in good company here, man. I'm in real good company.
Ain't no doubt.
Yes, sir.
Man,
yeah,
just
I've
want to
known
say
Charles
thank
a
you.
long time. So, so what's good, fellas?
Oh,
much,
man, we
man.
appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, ain't no problem, man.
How we got you away? We don't
Man,
know.
I don't know either, man. The work never stops,
we
you know?
appreciate it.
Yeah, the work never stops.
Appreciate you coming in. Family business, man.
Yes, sir.
Been there longer than Charles. Charles told me he's been there since '91.
Yeah.
Family business, set down roots. How long ago?
Yeah, 1880 patents. I'm now the operator and proprietor, and I've been doing it since '99, and I enjoy doing it. Continued the family legacy. Continued on doing, just trying to keep the train moving.
There you go.
We employ students. We provide an off-campus eatery option for several of the students and community members, and we just try to keep churning out good quality food.
I know you've been the lifeline for us.
No doubt.
During those championship runs.
Yes,
You've
sir.
been the lifeline for basketball, which I don't know if people really understand how their schedule runs.
Yes, sir.
They're there, regular students go home. Those two sports teams are still there,
sir.
and they have to eat.
They got to eat. I've taken a lot of calls late at night from coaches and players.
They got to eat.
I need this. Can you help me out with this? Can you provide this? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't think I've ever told anybody no. At least not at Alcorn.
That's awesome. That's big
I
time.
always try to, provide that or be there for them as an outlet when they need, especially food services and things like that, or catering services. And like I said, I've taken a lot of calls. Some last minute, some not.
And we know how that last minute thing is.
Yeah. I've fed several recruits. We all come to me.
Life changing.
Buzz has reached out to me quite a few times, and as all the sports have, and we enjoy doing it. We enjoy being there. We enjoy providing and being that extra helping hand. When we can.
Because like I said, you guys fill that gap between late November, mid-December for those sports teams, and then you also fill that gap when regular students get to go home for spring break. Softball, baseball,
yes, sir. All your spring sports.
The spring sports are still there. Track and field, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Those
Sometimes
kids have to stay there.
basketball is still hanging around a little bit.
Depending on where they are.
Tournament and stuff like that.
Depending on where they are, and you guys fill that gap. 1800s.
Yes, sir. 1880. Alcorn was founded in 1871.
Wow.
And my parents came there, established the business, and started out as a kind of a little mix it all. We sold sundries and sandwiches and staple items and things like that. My brothers and I took over. We kind of transitioned into just the hot food.
Okay.
Hot food only. Times change, needs change. but everybody needs to eat or has to eat.
Ain't no doubt. Especially a nice hot meal late night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So within that, have y'all ever served spaghetti and fish?
I've had it requested on a catering item before. You gotta remember, you're in Mississippi now, so the two kind of go hand in hand. And I know you've had that debate. But
With that being said, I'm gonna turn it over to True now.
yeah.
Nah, so just kind of talking about 1880, man. We're from the, you said 99, you kind of took it over.
Yes, sir.
From 99 to 24, just within the, the building itself, man. What's been some of the challenges? You asked about it, but we talking about the success, man, of a food company, man, that's done an amazing job.
Lasted the
and
test
kind
of
of
time.
ran itself, man.
Appreciate it.
But what are some of the
Lasted the
challenges
test of time.
they don't know about, man?
Well, it's always a challenge when you're running a small business.
Right.
You're gonna run into issues. Some you foresee, some you don't foresee.
Gotcha.
When you're handling large catering orders, feeding teams and things like that.
Right.
Sometimes you run into different. So you always try to allot yourself enough time ahead to face those challenges. And I've gotten all kinds of requests for different dishes and things like that, but equipment breakdowns happen.
Right.
You got to have a backup to the backup, being at Alcorn.
Ain't no doubt.
You don't have things that are close by. Home Depot is not right around the corner.
Now you got to take a nice little ride.
Yeah. So I've learned, and don't get me wrong, I've made my share of mistakes and mishaps. But it's always a challenge, But that challenge is something we look forward to,
Right.
It's just like when it comes to employing students, I've had them, some of them just need a part-time job 1 day a week, or 2 days a week, or 3 days a week, and when you got different personalities in there mixing together, it can be tough sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But it's a challenge I look forward to every day.
Because you guys are open from sun up to
it seems that way sometimes. We got regular
wee hours, you know what I mean? So
when school is in session, it's 11 to 3 and then 6 to 10.
Okay.
Not 3 p.m., 3 a.m.
Yes, exactly. And weekends, it varies, typically 5 to 10, but game days could be longer. Homecoming, like we got Jackson State coming down this year, we'll extend the hours, we'll open early, close late, 1 o'clock maybe, sometimes 1 a.m. sometimes we stay open, depending on the activity that's taking place.
Right. So someone asked me, on game day, there's a lot of traffic. Of course, people are tailgating, but somebody's coming from a long way to tailgate and they want to order things for their tailgate. Can they do that through you guys?
Yes, if they contact me, we get a lot of requests through the direct message on Twitter, or X as it's known now, or they can just call the business.
Okay.
Our number is located on all our social media platforms, and if they give me enough advance notice, we can typically make it happen.
Okay.
Unless I'm tied up with a very large team order, sometimes I may have to decline. Depending on what it is they're wanting to get.
For their tailgate or whatever.
For their tailgate. Most people just want a bunch of side items. That's typically what I get.
Right.
Occasionally I get orders for ribs, and I've done that several times, Hey, I want to get 15 slabs, cooked, sliced, and chopped up, ready to go.
You gotta spend a little time there.
Tailgate order right there.
That's so if you had to, just put it out there, like, what's your baby? Now, I'm a heavier guy, working on my figure.
There you go.
But I've had my share of items back there. I've tried a little bit of everything. But what's your baby? Everybody's got a baby. Mine is chicken. So what's your baby?
Once a week we do our ribs. Right. When school is in.
I know, man.
And I take a lot of pride and dedication and work and prep work and all of that into the ribs.
There it is.
I added 14 years ago. I added salads to the menu, and they have taken off.
Wow.
Same thing with the catfish.
I didn't tell you about that.
Salad. I don't eat salad, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't help you with
More
that.
for me?
In fact, Gary called me today. He came by and got a salad today.
Yeah,
it's cooked.
Yeah.
I see
don't
him
guess
around
you-
the office.
I guess you don't
just-
cook salad, but it's made to order.
Well,
Made
this
to
salad's
order,
not
yeah.
regular salad because
No.
when you see the
It could
salad,
almost be like a meal.
It's a whole
It could almost be like a meal.
It's a salad product.
Yeah.
I've seen all type of meat in there: chicken, ham, turkey.
There you go.
Real
Got a little
bacon
bit of
for the
everything.
bacon bits.
You might as well
Put
just
in
chop
there.
them on the ribs
Yeah.
and put it on top.
You know
an
what?
idea.
Get your
That's an
little
idea.
rib
I've
salad.
had that request
That's
before,
an
believe it
idea.
or
Get
not.
your little rib
That's
salad.
an idea.
I've
Rib
had that
salad.
request before.
Rib salad.
But just going into the fall, I'm looking into expanding the Thursday selection.
Gotcha.
You know, I want
Okay.
to do some pulled pork, some smoked chicken.
Okay.
I want to add that to the fold.
Oh.
So we'll see how the time
Be a little bit-
management
Put a
plays
little bit
out.
more on your plate.
Yeah.
A little bit more on your plate.
You know, I don't know if I want to do. I thought about actually maybe separating the chicken
Okay.
to tie into Chicken Wednesday and doing the
Okay.
smoked chicken Wednesday.
Oh.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Off on
now
the
I
same
like
side,
that.
So we'll have
now.
a Wednesday and Thursday deal.
Okay.
Back to back,
Oh
yeah.
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 gonna
Instead
fly-
of combining it.
I'm
you
gonna
know.
fly away. I'm gonna eat so much chicken.
That traffic on Thursday.
Don't
Didn't
fly
I? Because
away.
I typically feed the coaches on Sundays during the season.
Yes.
I think I did smoke chicken one time.
One
I
time, yeah.
believe.
We have a
Yeah,
rotating menu on Sundays.
Love it.
He
All
comes
for
through
it. I'm all
for
for
us.
it. Now I have looked in there, like I have kind of drove by maybe on late night.
Yes, sir.
How you handling
It gets
the
tough.
amount of students
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ordering food?
It's organized chaos.
I've tried to come
It's
by.
organized chaos.
I've tried to
That
come
it
by
is.
late night myself.
Yeah.
Now you gotta call.
You have to get the VIP line from
call.
Leroy.
You
there.
gotta call.
Like I feel
Yeah.
bad. I'm like,
I got a few coaches that got that number,
Man.
Bussy and a few others that got the VIP line.
I mean, it's impressive, man. How
But
you?
it is organized chaos. You learn to anticipate what they want.
Yeah, okay.
So some stuff you start cooking in advance. You start preparing in advance. That way that cuts down on the wait time.
Good.
You know. But I tell you, homecoming,
That
Jackson
week.
State, Southern.
That week.
You know, we host
Load
those
it up.
teams.
Yeah.
That week.
It's and the thing with homecoming, it's a week-long deal.
That's a- that
It's
week.
not just a day thing. You know, whereas when we host J State, that's just that day. You know?
Right.
So you have to learn to anticipate and not cook it too far ahead, but it's all about that timing.
Right.
You know, and when you've been doing it a long time, most of the time you get it right. Sometimes you don't, but most of the time you get it right.
Any thoughts of which you say it because it's the location is for student based. It's amazing.
Yes, sir.
But has it been any talks of just expand? Maybe we should expand this thing even more.
We've thought about it over the years, but
Right.
I'm a believer in, I'm gonna take this one thing and I'm gonna try to be the best I can.
There you go.
At this one thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't want to bite off more than I can chew.
I got you.
I've got a family,
I got you.
a couple kids grown, but I enjoy my family time as well.
Yeah, that's healthy.
I just
got
need you.
you. Yeah.
I just need you to do one thing. I need
Yes,
you to
sir.
look into.
Yes, sir.
And all we can do, and I said we, all we gotta sell is egg and bacon sandwiches. That's all we gotta do.
Wee.
Well, you say that.
Now you in the
Breakfast
game.
is on the menu.
Really?
I've got bacon, egg wraps, bacon, egg, and cheese wraps, ham, egg, and cheese wraps.
Oh, I missed that.
It's on the menu. It
missed
can,
that.
it can
I missed
always
that.
be made into a sandwich.
I missed that.
Okay.
I fed the Upper Bound kids this summer.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, one of the days that they got food was breakfast.
Okay.
And so on any given Friday, because I did all the Fridays in June, I probably had 50-something bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches.
Oh, we in the game.
The chicken and
man.
waffles.
Oh yeah.
That's on the menu.
I'm a good.
You know?
I'm a bacon, egg, and
know?
cheese guy. I'm a bacon, egg, and cheese guy.
I'm not
You
a
gotta be a
chicken
chicken and waffles guy.
We move a lot of those chicken and waffles.
I
now.
know, and I had because our players. So last year, we practiced in the mornings.
Yes, sir.
And then we had the meeting like at 1:30, and they would come in there at 1:20 with chicken and waffles, and I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, what are you
Like,
doing?
what are we? Oh yeah, chicken and waffles, and I'm just like, okay, just because they serve chicken and waffles, do y'all really think that goes together?
Chicken and waffles. So this is
So
crazy.
y'all don't have that in Florida? Y'all that's not a thing?
Yeah, it is, but it's just like,
We give you the option now. You can get the bone in or you can get the boneless, the tenders.
camera guy, does chicken and waffles go together?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I was actually
Man,
really
you put that syrup over
no
everything,
doubt,
man.
no doubt. I was big
You
on the
know?
like syrup on chicken. I don't know,
You
but
we got people that requested whipped cream on it.
it's that's a banger. It's a banger.
You trying to make me
I'm
go
not-
home.
Now I'm not gonna say fish and spaghetti. I ain't gonna go that far, but the chicken and waffles, no doubt, no doubt. Shrimp, it's like shrimp and grits.
Like shrimp and grits. Yeah,
It's kind of like a lot would say shrimp and grits really don't go.
They really don't. To me, that's a fad that kind of just took off.
Just like chicken and waffles.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, okay, all right, okay.
But anyway,
Yes,
so
sir.
at what age, because it was established before you were born,
Oh yeah, definitely.
but at what age did you get pushed in there, this your summer job?
Yeah.
Nine.
Now we need you frying.
Nine. We were in the other building then.
Okay.
Any Alcornites that were around in the 70s and 80s remembers the other building that we were in. You know.
No W-2. Just get
Oh
on
no,
there.
just get in there. Sweep the floor, mop, pick up trash outside.
Let it roll.
Stock the shelves with all the staple goods of the beer, because we sold a lot of beer back then. But
Well, I bet y'all did.
oh yeah. You know, that was something. That was.
That was doing that same eye.
Hold on.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
got
sir.
sold beer
Yeah, we used to sell beer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
at Patton's?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, that's that.
So during
That's
my
awesome as a college student.
my first
That's
my
ideal.
first year in 2014, you could go over and get 22s.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
16.
We were just weeding it out then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just.
By the end
wasn't
of
a lot
it-
of it, but
yeah, by
we
the
still
end
had
of it,
some.
Yeah.
Now the weed
Yes,
out
sir.
came from a just
It just transitioned.
a phase that just like, all right, let's just fade out of this.
They weren't drinking as much. It didn't seem. The sales weren't there.
Really?
You know, beer sales are down nationwide.
But that was because of the fad.
The
As we're
fad.
talking about
Yes, sir.
fads.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
The
sir.
fads were no longer like for us.
Yeah.
We were drinking St. Ives
Right.
just because.
Right.
Private stock. I can say that.
You
'cause
know,
that's
your
what
malt
we're doing.
liquors and stuff that they
Billy
tryna
D?
transit-
He
Yeah,
made it cool.
yeah, he did all the commercials,
Yeah,
the
we finna
magazine
chip in.
ads. for
Yeah,
it,
we're
you
finna
know.
chip in and get that
Yeah,
quart. You know what I mean? But that wasn't their fad, so they weren't. That wasn't what they were doing as far as the regular student population.
Gotcha.
If that
Okay.
makes sense.
That's interesting though. Okay. Yeah.
That
I would have
makes
never
sense.
known.
You know, the thing is, when we took it out, you know,
Then they asked for it.
sales didn't take a dip at all. They actually increased.
It's crazy how that works.
I just knew we were going to take a huge hit, you know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It didn't. As the years went by, it didn't make up as much of the sales as we initially thought it did.
Right.
You know.
Now you're a big sale, and I'm a spokesperson for this.
Yes,
Smoke,
sir.
Smoke Thursday.
That's it.
That
That's
that traffic is
it. Yeah, it gets pretty crazy on Thursday.
I ain't no
game
doubt.
week, football season.
I can only imagine.
It gets pretty
Oh,
crazy.
football
Can only
season?
imagine.
Yeah.
You've got to get the order in,
Yeah.
and then if you don't get it
Yes,
and
sir.
you try to call,
It's tough. Phones
it's
can't
just
get
not,
answered.
it's just not happening.
Yeah.
You know,
It's almost to the point where I'm just may just do pre-orders, you know.
Yeah.
got to get it done.
Yeah, because on any given Thursday when we open up, I've already got about 30 or 40 pre-orders that are paid for.
And them kids ordering slabs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They done advanced past me.
So
and
what
just
you're
like,
buying as a walk-in, you're hoping to get some of those 15, 20 slabs that's kind of left, you know.
cut up.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
your size. Them kids, I sat in there and was waiting on them, and there was literally like, and these were like girls,
Yeah.
coming in and getting slabs,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, what y'all doing?
Yeah.
Going back to the dorm.
Going back to the dorm with
With the
going down,
slabs.
save some for later. Yeah.
They 100% eat
Yeah.
good.
Unbelievable to me.
Buying the whole thing, man. It's just wow. And so I get some customers, I might have a pre-order for 10 slabs. You know.
One guy called up, hey, I need 10.
He's walked in on Wednesday or paid over the phone, you know, through a credit card sale, 10 slabs. You know.
Wow.
And of course, you know the deliveries I bring to Vicksburg.
Yeah.
I got one small request.
Yes, sir.
I need you to sneak it in there for me.
Yes, sir.
See, the food is already doing it for me.
Okay.
And when I'm really trying to tip the tank over,
Yes, sir.
sneak a little nana pudding in there on one of them days.
I gotta nail down the dessert.
Gotta sneak,
Gotta nail down the
sneak
dessert.
a little,
Yes, sir.
little
Yes,
Mississippi
sir.
banana
Yes,
pudding
sir.
on
Yes,
there.
sir.
And
That's,
take me, I gotta sneak a little
I've
something
had
in there.
requests for desserts and things like that. So, Yeah, it's in the bag. Yeah, the mustard there. Yeah.
So as we are
This
talking through
debate here.
hey, make sure you hit your 06 fella DQ. Make sure he on there.
You don't mess with DQ, man.
Yeah. So another hit that has come through the past year. But before we get to it, if they're coming in that first home game from Jacksonville,
Okay.
and they want to get with you, as you said earlier, they can get with you through all social media.
Yes, sir.
How far in advance would you like for folks to get with you on the week of a home game?
Yeah,
to
I'd like
get
at least
organized?
seven days. I'd like at least 7 days notice because going into that home game, depending on how busy it's going to be, I may be very busy.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
And you know, I don't want to have to decline any, but as it gets closer, I do sometimes have to decline some because I do take a lot of requests for catering dishes.
You don't want to load yourself up to the
Yes,
point
sir.
you can't.
I won't do it because if you can't get my absolute best, I'm gonna tell you no.
Gotcha.
You know,
Gotcha.
and you know, I'll give you a good example. When J State came down a couple years ago,
Right.
I had a couple catering orders, and then J State put an order in. You know, that was the largest catering order I ever attempted. It was almost 200 people.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so I had to decline any others.
Because you got to focus on that.
Well,
You got to get that product out there.
I told them yes. You know,
Yeah.
They told me what they wanted, but believe it or not, the one that was the most challenging and a great customer was Bethune-Cookman. They wanted 3 meats.
Ooh, wee.
3 meats.
They spent a nice little penny
Yeah,
in there.
they did.
Man over here.
J State did too because of the sheer size of
Right.
But
Bethune was getting prepared for that flight back to Daytona.
I think they were in a situation. The storm was coming.
Yeah, the hurricane.
The hurricane was coming.
Yeah,
They were
I remember
already
that now.
staying over in Jackson.
Yeah, I remember that now. So they wanted
And,
to make sure.
it
makes
was
sense.
kind of a unique situation.
Makes
But I
sense.
appreciate those guys down in Bethune. They very good customers. They were very satisfied too.
Good.
And,
As I am all the time.
There you go. Appreciate
doubt.
it.
Ain't no doubt.
Yeah.
So-
but that said, I'll never forget my bread and butter, which is all corn. You know.
There you go. Take
and
care
I
of
tell
home.
the coaches that when I talk to them, hey, you know, you're first. So, you know, let me get everything you're gonna need, and then I can decide what visiting team I'll take.
Right. That's
And
good.
you really the culprit to that myth of freshman 15. You really the culprit of that. I don't know if you know that now.
No, I don't. No,
He loading them up.
Yeah,
He loading them up.
Yes,
He's culprit
sir.
of that.
Yes, sir.
Because you mess around and you go over there on a Friday night of a home game, and you go over there and after we leave the dorm and check curfew,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna get something to go home. No, you're not. If you hadn't called, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You done for.
Yeah,
It's tough.
it ain't happening.
It's
It
tough,
ain't happening.
man.
Yeah.
It's
It
tough.
ain't
Yes, sir.
happening. Because they stay in there.
Yep.
The calf is closed at 7.
Oh, they loaded up in there.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
they loaded up in
And
there.
then you know what you got to bring back?
What's that?
The Monday Night Football wing special.
Yes, definitely.
Now, I don't know who was watching Monday Night Football in them dorms, but they
buying some chicken
They
though.
was on them
Yeah,
50
yeah,
cent
yeah,
wings. They was on them 50 cent wings like we was at B-Dubs.
I got some good specials in mind for this upcoming fall.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the wings and the tenders. And some other things like I told you about the smoked chicken Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna kick around.
That'd be good, man.
I'm trying to do it. I'm gonna let him stay unnamed, but I'm kicking the idea of a seafood Friday. You know. So
I'm the official spokesman for
He's in here.
Seafood Friday.
yeah.
As well.
Speaking of,
So
So I'm kicking that around. Again, I don't want to take on more than I can handle. Though.
No doubt, no
So
doubt.
I got to make sure the staffing is in place and things like that. But definitely looking forward to it. Looking forward to taking care of you guys this Sundays. You know,
ain't no doubt.
that is
you know,
clutch. That's clutch for us.
'cause I know it's hard to find stuff, and if I can take one element away that y'all won't have to worry about,
And that's lunch.
you know.
Yeah, that's
and,
right.
You know, because I know after those meetings and game planning and video watching and
Yes.
you
Definitely
know,
hungry.
things like that. Yeah. Hey, at least you know for the next several hours we ain't got to worry about food.
Right.
We good.
We ain't got to
you know,
send
till it's
nobody
time
with a
for the
big
next
order
meeting.
to PG or whatever. He takes care of us. Now, he did set chaos in office one week. he did a mixed bag.
Oh.
So some of them had fish,
Yeah.
some had shrimp,
Yeah.
some had wings, some had tenders.
You want to swap them out?
Yeah.
So everybody's just grabbing boxes, not realizing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know the game.
Yeah. He knew what was going on.
You knew what to check.
Oh, I got shrimp in mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody like, wait.
Where shrimp come from?
Now the next person got fish in there. Hold up. So now it's like, hey man.
Was
we
that the
gotta
week I
have-
threw the mozzarella sticks in the mix too? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we always got a
Yeah.
salad. So it was like, hey man, hold on, man. Did you touch that? Hey, okay, well trade 2 out. Trade that. So now it's a bartering system going on.
Yeah.
Everybody swapping.
Everybody in the game. He threw
Swapping a little bit of
monkeys in the
everything.
game.
Oh,
He threw
yeah.
monkeys
man.
in the
Ain't no
game.
doubt.
And then he set us up one with that the steak. Not last year, the year before.
Yeah.
He hit us up with steak.
Yeah.
And it
I
was,
got a deal I get sometimes on some ribeyes.
Okay.
And it was it was
Can't turn
So
them
I actually
down, huh?
coordinated with my wholesaler.
Okay.
Hey, look, this is why I'm ordering this. This is for the staff at all.
Okay.
You know, what kind of deal can you give me?
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
not going to be a charge, you know.
Right.
So,
So
I
he
try to
takes care of
coordinate
us,
it. Yeah,
and,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
We appreciate you for that, man. We do.
Definitely, man.
and in
And I ain't
between,
had one plate on Sunday yet, but I appreciate you all.
Yeah, well, you'll get a chance to
Ain't
get
no
it.
doubt.
It's
Ain't no
coming.
doubt.
as soon as you get off this juice diet, you'll be able to.
Next Thursday, I'm in.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Actually,
sir.
tonight.
Hey, so let's get into this great debate.
Oh my God.
So the debate that we've had, and you've heard it. They say that mustard is the before you fry the fish, and I'm like, no. Mustard goes on after you've cooked it.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard both sides of it. Mustard before is nothing but a binder.
That's it for the
It's just a binder. I've used it on ribs before.
Right.
Something to hold the seasoning.
right.
Okay.
Now, since you brought up ribs,
Yes, sir.
for one of our watchers, do you boil your ribs or do you pre-cook your ribs?
No, sir. I don't boil ribs.
Okay.
You know, I've heard of people doing that, but no.
That's frowned
No.
upon.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, I don't. I'm on those who do. Hey, I don't
Nah, that's my boy.
criticize.
That's my boy.
But
I heard the ribs good now.
I can tell you, I definitely don't boil them. That's
Okay.
something I would never do. Actually.
Okay, that's frowned upon.
Yeah. At least with me, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is one of the big deals in Mississippi, Fish Friday.
Yes.
So we kind of go back and forth about this. So he brought some fish, settled the debate.
Okay.
And he tells me today, I don't eat mustard.
Yeah.
I don't eat condiments. Like,
Hot sauce goes on fish.
I'm a hot sauce guy, a tartar sauce.
Hot sauce goes on fish.
You
I
know.
need you to try mustard.
Mustard goes on
I've,
burgers.
I've tried the mustard on.
Mustard goes on burgers.
I've tried
You
it
tried it?
post. I put it on after, after I've tried it. You got to remember, mustard is the number one ingredient in mustard is vinegar.
No doubt.
So that's mainly what you're getting. The yellow is just food color.
Right.
So it has a tenderizing effect too, especially when you do it before. The fish, to me, fish is not one of those
That you need to tenderize.
that you need to really tenderize, especially if you're frying it.
Right.
But hey, to each his own. I don't criticize.
No.
I've had it
I
both
do.
ways. It's just a slightly tangy to me when you do it as a binder on fish.
See, I've never done it that way.
Yeah, I've tried it because I've tried it on chicken. People do it on chicken.
A lot of
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people do it on
Oh, yeah.
chicken.
It's
I thought they were doing
Yeah.
it for more of a color.
No,
But-
it's just a binder and flavor.
Okay.
They want that vinegar to get
Okay.
in there. It helps draw those seasonings in.
Okay.
Is the technique that
Okay,
I
I've never
understand
heard
it.
that on chicken. Okay.
Do it all the time on chicken. I've tried it both ways on chicken. I'm just not, my thing is if it's done right, prepped right, in my opinion, you
don't
know,
need the mustard.
Right.
you just don't need it. Now, ribs is a different story. It has a good benefit with the rib.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
Especially if you're marinating overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pull the membrane off.
Yeah.
You pull the membrane off.
Yes.
Wipe it down. You muster it up. Put the stuff. You turn it over.
Yes, sir.
You muster it up.
Yes, sir.
You put it on that thing. Now,
Yes, sir.
do you wrap, put it in the refrigerator overnight, come back, unwrap, put on the grill?
Yes, sir. I try to marinate at least 5 to 7 hours.
Okay.
Depending on time.
Okay.
And it's going to be held at least at 42 degrees or colder. Not freezing, but at least a minimum of 42 degrees.
Okay.
And I like my ribs to be ice cold when I put them on the pit.
Okay.
To me, that helps with the smoke ring and the smoke flavor. Some say it don't. The smoke ring is a chemical reaction. And to me, that helps with it.
Okay.
But I like them to be ice cold.
Always work off of the room temperature deal.
Yes, sir. I've seen that. I've done it. When I'm cooking on you got to remember, cooking commercially and cooking on your backyard is two different.
No doubt.
No doubt. Because I'm not
Yeah.
cooking as many as you're cooking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another thing that plays into it is the type of cooker that you use. You got all kinds of different kinds of grills out there.
Right.
You know,
Pellet.
you got pellet, you got gas, you got offset, you got reverse flow, you got direct heat. So
let me ask you this, because I don't see it this way. Smoking is not barbecuing. That's two different things.
Yeah.
it depends on your perspective. Barbecuing could be anything related to charcoal and wood. You know, to me, if you cooking on a gas grill, you ain't barbecuing.
I'm fully
100%.
You
Fully agree.
got a-
100%.
You got an easy bake oven that goes outside.
Set it.
Ain't no doubt.
You know?
Set it and forget it.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, pellet could be the best of both worlds. You
Because they got
can't-
charcoal pellets.
They do. They got all kinds of pellets. You know, pecan, apple,
Hickory,
some with
whatever.
charcoal mixed into it.
Yeah.
You're kind of getting the best of both worlds between a gas grill and a wood cooker.
Right.
You know. And
Nothing like
I
that
own a
good-
pellet grill. I
nothing like
don't
that
use
good
it often.
charcoal,
Yeah, but you can get good smoke flavor from a pellet grill.
I don't own a pellet grill. I own a charcoal grill.
Yeah, I don't use it. You know, I've only used it
I
twice.
just- I hear
I'm gonna tell you
about
where
it.
the pellet grill comes in handy. Long cooks, a brisket, and you don't have time to 10 to 5.
Yeah.
Sit it there and let it go.
Yeah, you can
Set
kind
it,
of set it and forget
forget
it,
it.
and just spritz every hour, and you're
You
done with
see
it.
everybody using the egg nowadays with
The
it.
egg is
you
an
know.
offset cooker,
Yeah.
or it's indirect, as they say,
Okay.
where you have a plate. You're not over the heat directly, so the smoke comes up and around the plate,
Okay.
and gets in to your food.
Gotcha.
What's your rule about catfish?
We're talking about the difference of real catfish and the Vietnamese.
Yes, there's a huge difference.
So
Yes.
your rule is if it's not,
So if the catfish don't curl up, that's the real catfish. That's the Delta.
if it
4
curls up,
If it curls up on the end.
Yeah.
But if it's that straight kind, that's the Vietnamese.
I would have never known the difference of that. Never.
me either.
Well,
That's not the real catfish.
yeah,
I would've
yeah.
never known the difference.
And as a general rule, he's correct. But if you have U.S. farm-raised catfish and it's slightly frozen when
Right.
you deep fry it, it will lay flat. But that is correct. The swat.
Vietnamese
Yes, sir.
catfish.
I always look for places that have the U.S. farm-raised sign because you can't advertise it if that's not what you're
It's not a
selling.
real deal.
Gotcha.
Of course, that's all we sell.
Okay.
And there's a big cost difference. Now, you got a lot of places, they sell that swine for the same price.
But it ain't that.
It ain't that, man.
Wow. All right.
It's definitely different.
Okay.
The texture is a lot different. Flavor's a lot different. Yes, sir.
Is DQ in here? Because his son at a tailgate said, "Let me see what this is about," and he put the mustard and the hot sauce.
Didn't like it.
Oh, he absolutely loved it.
Now, he did it after it was cooked or before?
Yeah, after.
Okay, after. Okay.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah,
He tried it my way.
yeah.
And he was like, he absolutely loved it.
Yeah, the mustard post cook, I could probably go with
Yeah,
a little
definitely.
bit quicker.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
we're going,
Get to the goods.
yeah.
Ooh,
I saw.
Still hot.
Oh my gracious.
Kevin guy, it's curled up.
Yes, sir.
We didn't go to the spot to go get it.
Kevin guy, it's curled up.
Yes,
So
sir.
let me teach y'all how to do this.
Okay.
Florida style, right?
Okay.
And you don't worry about it. I know you don't eat it.
Can't be Florida style.
So you cook this at the crib because still got a little warmth to it.
Oh man, that was the other reason why I was a little tardy because I wanted to make sure it was done last,
no,
right
we
before
get
I
that.
walked out the door.
So
Okay.
you get your French's or whatever your mustard of
mustard
choice.
is.
Whatever you choose to
That's
do.
all right. All right. So we're gonna go that way with it. All right. Pam over here. I got her on that. She
Okay.
from Mississippi. So they think you just go mustard. No, you just kind of get you a little light little
Kinda
line.
dabbing it like you do with the hot sauce or
That's
something.
it. Just like
Yeah,
little line.
yeah.
You line it up.
Same
Yes,
way you
sir.
would do a burger, right?
Same way.
Yeah.
Not really. Not
where it
mustard.
where it belongs.
Right. So you don't go with a burger and
just
cover the whole patty
no,
with
no,
mustard.
no.
That's not
Okay.
what you do.
Okay.
All right. So we in there. We got that. We got any hot sauce in there?
Yes, sir. Some in there.
Interesting about Texas Pete.
It's not made in Texas.
Not
made
it
in
messed
Texas.
up my whole world when I found that out.
100% not made in Texas.
Just the name. That's it.
Messed up
Just
my
the
whole
name.
Actually
world.
made where though?
South Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina, one of them.
Yeah,
same place.
Make sure
I
you
knew
get
it was
right.
one of the Carolinas.
Yeah,
I
same
didn't know
place.
which
It's
one.
only one that matter though.
Messed up my whole world.
Yeah.
How do you make a
I
product?
run into these distributors at these food shows all the time. You know, you'll have a Louisiana rep, a Texas Pete rep, a Kraft rep. You know, they all trying to convince you to order their stuff and buy their products.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know.
But this is marketing genius because when you think Texas, they want you to think,
Oh yeah.
you know, that
Right.
kind of deal. But
Yeah.
it's made in the
Same thing with the
Carolinas.
barbecue. All straight out of Texas.
So where's the best barbecue?
Oh wow,
Ooh, that's a good one.
that's a good one.
Florida.
Absolutely not.
To me, it comes down to Memphis, Mississippi, and Texas.
No Alabama.
And- No, I've had great barbecue in Alabama, but nothing like Memphis or Mississippi, man.
You don't like the Carolina barbecue?
Carolina's different. It's kind of like KC.
Vinegary?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I said. It's-
Vinegar?
yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
Vinegary taste.
Yeah. Because he doing it wrong. He doing it wrong.
No, I'm just showing, you know, mustard.
Nah,
You
that's
got
not how it
your
goes.
hot sauce on that deal right there. You don't need nothing else.
You
So
blow.
you dabble it with the hot sauce. You got the
blowing
line
that.
of mustard going down,
Yeah.
and
And then you ready to rock. You ready to rock from here.
that's it.
Can you see it? Yeah, we ready to rock.
So a
from
line
here.
of it.
So is it the tang from the mustard, that the flavor, the profile you're looking for? Or?
You know, to be honest, man, when I first started eating fish, my grandmother did it, and that's why I do it. So, but yeah.
Yeah. So the total opposite way to do that is just go regular hot sauce, guys. Hot sauce goes on fish.
I'll mix the hot and the tartar sauce sometime together.
I never do tartar sauce on fish.
Yeah. It's not my first choice, but I have eaten it that way, especially if I find a good homemade tartar sauce. You know.
Now the total opposite of what he did versus the drizzle.
Yeah.
With a little hot sauce, you go in and bath
You
up.
talking about to mess up the fish.
You bath up. Give a good bath.
There you go.
That's what you want.
Cooked hard enough, just right.
That's right.
Good. That's good though.
Yeah, I'm sure it softened up a little bit. I had to make it a little crispy.
Oh, no.
Make the drive up here.
That's
That's
what you
what it's
want.
supposed to be.
That's what you want.
So,
Come on, get your piece, said.
so for me, coming here, my guy, Freddie Mac, we went to a place and he was like, nah, give him that fish sandwich
Get your napkin
fully dressed. I had never had a sandwich fully dressed, a fish sandwich fully dressed.
So what did it have? The lettuce, the tomato, the pickle?
Yeah.
All of that.
All of
Fish
that.
sandwich?
Oh, yeah, we get
Yeah.
those requests all the time. You know, I sell a catfish po' boy. That's on the menu. And, they'll ask for all kind of stuff, man, on it, man. Yeah.
Whoa, you ain't put no mustard on it.
Yeah.
You gotta try
You're
it.
not messing up no good fish.
Man, we got plenty of fish. This is the part of the experiment. I need you to try it so you can be like, you know what? You might be on to something.
It's actually cooked well enough to eat.
You don't need nothing on it.
You want the mustard seed?
Let me see what you're talking about.
You gotta try it.
Yeah, we gonna do this. I've been a while since I've had it with the mustard on it. We're gonna give this thing a shot here. And
Perfect.
He gonna say perfect.
Better get your wife some fish.
I'll get us some. I know you watching, babe. I told her, I said, hey, babe, Levi, we're doing a good little fish
Pamela,
challenge
this how we
tonight.
do it?
She said, hey,
Pamela told
whatever
us
you
how
do,
we
don't
do it.
dot this door without bringing some of that fish home.
I'm bringing it back. Leroy,
Oh, it's okay, right?
It's all right.
not bad.
Yeah, I don't expect y'all to go with 100. But that tells me everything I need to know. He put some more on there.
Now, let me ask
Well, I
this.
done had-
If you eat a catfish sandwich, you do the mustard on the sandwich?
Yes.
Oh, man.
It's on the bread.
Tartar sauce?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Tartar on there.
Now, I've seen the hot sauce and ketchup that I hadn't really figured out yet on the fish.
Every now and then.
Hot sauce and ketchup?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it ketchup in
My
there?
kids will mix them together.
Yeah, put it in a bowl,
Oh, let me see.
and it becomes a
ketchup in
dip.
there.
Hold on, let me
Yeah,
see.
it
Hot
becomes a
sauce
dip.
and ketchup on the fish?
Yeah. It becomes a dip.
Don't come back. Huh?
Yeah, my kids will stir it up. My kids will stir it up, mix them together.
That what it is? Comeback sauce?
Becomes a dip.
Dump it on there. Yes, sir.
Let's see what they're talking about here.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Let's see what we got.
Now
here.
you're doing
See what
something.
we got shaking here.
Now you're doing something.
Yeah, man, it's like spicy ketchup.
Yeah. Never thought about that.
Yeah, it's spicy ketchup. Yeah, some,
Ain't
you
bad.
can actually buy spicy ketchup though.
Ain't bad.
Waterburger.
Yep.
It gives it a different taste.
One of the things a lot of my, not a lot, but some of my customers, they'll get the hot honey, drizzle
Ooh,
all over the fish.
Don't you put on the wings?
Same wing sauce.
Now-
they'll put it on the fish.
I'm all for that one. I think you got
I'm not a fan of the
I
hot
think
honey.
you're
Oh.
on
It's,
something now.
it's my number one
Now,
selling
I'm a
sauce.
fan of the hot honey on chicken wings, but
Now I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah.
I can't see it on the
You
fish.
see it on me.
No.
I can see the mango habanero sauce.
Oh,
Oh, now you talking crazy.
No, sir. You need a muscle.
I've done that on ribs.
I can see it from a dip.
I can see that on ribs, but not
Yeah.
on fish.
Yes, sir.
I've done
Yes,
the,
sir.
I've done the mango habanero as a glaze.
On the rib?
Yeah, as a finishing glaze.
Oh, you run them back. You let me know what
What you do is
what
when
day
your
that's
ribs-
going
When
on.
your ribs are done,
I need to know what day that's going down.
when your ribs are done, you glaze them up and you set them back on the pit.
Mm-hmm.
Give it about 15 minutes, just for the glaze to tack up, and you pull them, slice them, and it's
More of a base.
So I actually got a barbecue question. So me and my wife, we big into these barbecue pitmaster shows. You know, I burn a little bit myself. Now. I can burn best chicken on the East Coast now on that grill. I'm telling
Gotcha.
you. So check it out. Here we go.
Wait, what?
I'm telling you.
he said,
Anytime you want to try your luck, you let me know. And you put a little dollar on the table. I promise you, 12
No
people
doubt.
gonna say I'm going to watch it. So peep game.
Okay.
All right, so watching. I just got a question
Say about watching.
about the mop, right? So I see the mopping, right?
yeah.
This is actually, it may be crazy. Is this mop reusable?
Yes. That
Like
is
once
a-
they go mopping,
that's a
are
food
they
service.
just?
Now that's not a mop that you mop your floor with.
I know that. I know what I'm saying, but I'm
That's
saying
actually a food service mop.
from the standpoint of doing it, I'm just when you see, I was like, well, how are they getting the flavors back out of the mop? Of course, you're washing it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I just didn't know if that was. I really didn't know
It's
if
a
that was.
sanitation process that you do. Kind of like how you see your barber soak the equipment. and
Okay,
stuff.
I didn't know. I
There's a-
really didn't know
there's a
if
food
that
safe
mopping could
sanitation
be.
process.
Okay.
I watch cooking shows, but I've never seen that.
You never seen the mopping? Oh yeah. When you watch it versus some people,
There
you
was a
see
video going around
some
social
glaze
media.
and some
She was
mop.
taking a
They
bigger mop.
they mop their food.
It looked like a regular mop. Is what it looked, but I knew it wasn't.
She using the barbecue
But,
mop. Yeah.
people were critical.
You see them in the big pits when they use the real big pits.
Definitely.
Yeah. The real big pits, you get those. Yeah.
But somebody saw me one day. I was fixing a catering order, and I was. These
Ketchup.
people wanted sauce on their ribs.
wasn't bad.
Okay?
Yeah.
They requested that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Which
That's how
some,
we
which
do it
some
in
do.
Florida.
So
Some do.
I was
Yeah.
glazing them up and getting ready to put them back on the
ketchup
pit.
ain't bad,
Somebody
guys.
walked by. Oh man, you got that paintbrush? I said, man, it's a pastry brush. It's not a paintbrush. You know, I wouldn't dare put a paintbrush on food. You know.
Paintbrush.
It looks just like a, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's a pastry brush.
But that's what I do. In Florida, that's how barbecue is pretty much done with the sauce on.
With the sauce on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always, generally, for me on Thursdays, I've got barbecue sauce containers, you know, that I give out.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. That's
Pick
what you want.
and choose your actual.
'Cause typically for mine, you don't need it.
No.
You don't need it.
So with yours, I don't need it because you got that Jew.
I'll do.
Yeah. So what's that recipe?
Oh man, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know.
Spill the beans on that
Yeah,
one.
there you go.
I thought I was gonna get him. He's been consistent with that answer. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But he ain't never said what a little bit of this
That's
is
it.
or that.
Now, is there a turkey burger option over there?
Is not.
Okay.
I've been seriously considering bringing that back.
Yeah. Don't do
I
it.
tried it at one time about 10 years ago.
Don't do it.
And I thought it was a good burger, but it just
It ain't gonna sell. Don't do it.
didn't move.
You don't think so?
It ain't gonna sell. Don't do it. It's a college canvas.
Yeah.
They ain't doing that.
They want that. They want the straight up beef.
I got enough healthy options though. I got my salads, obviously.
You told me about the grilled chicken
Yeah,
wrap.
I got my wraps.
Yeah, the grilled chicken
You were
wrap.
asking me one item
Yep.
that's kind of been a staple with us. That's actually my personal, and that's the wraps. We've been doing those a long time.
Wow. Okay.
Long before everybody else started doing wraps.
Okay. We went on that win streak last year. You know how we did it?
What's that?
I got a chicken and a combo fajita
Okay.
for the road.
Yep.
And we took off. So every Friday,
So we need you eating fajitas this year.
every Friday.
Right. How about
And you
that?
talk about them
It's all right,
fajitas.
man.
3 different fajitas. You got the chicken fajita,
Got the steak.
the steak fajita, and then
And
the
the
combo.
meat lovers.
The meat lovers.
Meatloaf. What's in the meatloaf?
That's steak, chicken, and bacon.
And then I don't know
You gotta
what
work out with that, baby.
the barbecue sauce or whatever they put on
we
it
got a
inside the
sauce,
wrap.
We got a sauce
So it's
that we
inside the
do.
wrap.
It's a certain brand of barbecue, a certain brand of ranch that we mix together and sauce it up.
Oh wow, that sounds pretty good there now.
Oh, it's one of our best.
Yeah, that sounds.
And it's been on our menu a very long time.
I know I rock with it. And it took us on a win streak, so I'm going to continue to rock with it.
Gotta run it back.
Ain't no doubt.
Gotta run it back.
I've had teams order those.
The fajitas?
Yeah,
Really?
Texas Southern. They came in, the women. They, gosh, she ordered everybody 3, I think, on the team. And, man.
Ain't no way they ate 3. Ain't no way them
The
girls.
football team did it one year.
Man.
2 years ago. When
That's
they
big
were
time.
here.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. That's good eating right there, I'm telling
I
you.
was shocked. He was like, no, I heard about
Tanisha
you.
wants to try the mustard on the fish.
Yeah,
As she
Tanisha.
texts me right
Yeah,
now,
Tanisha.
bring mustard. Bring mustard.
Ask Pam about it, Tanisha. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, well, we ain't gonna hold you up no longer, man. We gonna
Man, I enjoyed it.
produce some.
Nah, man, we
thank you.
appreciate you, man. We really do.
I know you don't really handle it, so to speak, but if you know offhand how they can get at you guys on the social media, how they can get to you for orders or whatever, man, look right there and give it to them.
We're on Twitter, Pattons_Allcorn, I think it is. We're on Instagram as well, Patton Store. Telephone number 601-877-9993. We've always appreciated all the support that we've gotten from the community, the students, the faculty, staff, the coaches. It's just something we enjoy doing. We enjoy working with everybody out here. And, Lord willing, we'll keep doing it.
Man, we appreciate you. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Hey, and that's what it's about, man. Black owned, small business. Even though they're not really small, because they've been doing it since the 1800s. Let that sink in.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah.
You know, but we rock with who rock with us. I can always say that Patton's, I don't care if we get ready to go to the Celebration Bowl and 2 days from now I need breakfast because we got to stay here, we can't go. He make it happen. No questions, nothing, you know, boom, here you go, coach, we got you. So we're going to always rock with who rock with us, man. And you know how, you know me and you, how we do it. And I just want to say thank you, man. I appreciate you and camera guy giving my mustard on fish 2 thumbs up. You know what I'm talking about. Tanisha, you won't be disappointed again. Like I said, hit Pam up. She'll tell you about it. We back next Thursday. We're going to have...
Big show next Thursday now.
Big show. We're going to have Cedric Thomas, the head coach of Alcorn State University football in here. We're going to have Landon Bussey, who just found out that he's going to be on the show next week. So we got both head coaches in here.
You got 2 solid guys.
Two solid guys. And then, you know, we're going to see if we can get Pans to be a sponsor and maybe get, I don't know, steak fajita in here and try next week, you know, on camera. You know what I mean? So, but again, hey, hit the like, subscribe. Again, every Thursday all the way through football season, we right here at Don's to the Velos, 7 to whenever we get through trying to fish, the fajitas, whatever it is, man. Link in with my guy, Mr. Levi. It treats you right during football season. We ain't got before home games. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. We appreciate y'all. All your camera guy needs, hit my
Cameraman
guy.
06, baby.
06, you know what I mean? He was lonely in school, so that's why he went 06, but we'll talk about that later. DQ, JJ, all love. Hey, till next week, man. See y'all.
See you when you see you.